Hello. Hello, everyone. Do we want to... While we're just waiting. Hello. Welcome. Hello. Welcome to the... This... You guys think this shit is normally last minute? Oh, wait, it's not? Oh, it's because I minimized it. If you think this shit is normally last minute, you guys... I need something like semi-festive. I wanted to get like a crackling fireplace gift to like put up over the thing while we were waiting here, but then I realized I was already like this is what I was trying to say. If you think this shit is normally feels like it just slapped together at the last minute, today it really is. I was not prepared for this. I didn't even think we were gonna. I didn't know 100% if we were gonna do this even at the start of the day, but then I decided I wanted to because I thought it would be funny to I thought it would be a funny idea to do a Christmas the SnackAttack8 tier list Christmas special. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I wish I could. I don't know. This isn't how this works, right? Hello everyone. Welcome to the this today. Today. What's up to Kingo? Ring. It's the tier list phone. Naf, Pixie, and Buddy Bro, and Rinslet. Yeah, we welcome. It's funny. It's festive tier list night. Christmas tier list wish is what's going on here today. It's the evening, but this is around when we would normally start streaming anyway on Sundays. We're taking Sunday off for the next couple weeks, and then we'll be back, and then I actually have to take another Sunday off after that, so I don't know what we're gonna... The next month of Sundays is gonna be the last time it will ever be, like, up in the air ever again, but it will be up in the air, so... Not sure, but we're just doing this for fun. We haven't done, like, a real proper tier list night where we did a bunch of different lists and shit like that in a long time. It's been since the end of Danganronpa 1, which was like last October. Not like this past October, but October 2022. I remember we did one then, and we haven't done one since. Except for the stream ranking one, but I feel like that was a little different. It had a different energy. I went into that one knowing like things I really wanted to say, and I like the tier list nights that I like the most are the ones where we don't necessarily know what we're going to do going into it. Except I have a bunch of tier lists written down. I have a ton of ones that I have been wanting to do, and we just haven't had, like, a night to do them. But welcome, everybody. Everyone get your hot bevies. The face cam is... I had a couple ideas for the face cam. Originally I was just going to do the judge from Great Ace Attorney, because he kind of just looks like Santa. I mean, the judge, even from normal Ace Attorney, has like a big beard, but the Great Ace Attorney judge has like a red robe, and also he's like British. He really looks like Santa. Even though I think Santa is German. But then I was like, what? Well, there's got to be like a judge Santa or something from like a Christmas special. So then I went looking for that, and I couldn't find one. I couldn't find, like, a Judge Santa. And then I was like, well, I know that there's a court battle embroiling with, like, that Santa becomes embroiled in Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. And also, we were just recently joking about how much that movie fucking sucks. I think everybody but Combe who went to bat for it. So then I was like, well, I know there was a judge in that. And then I found this picture of the judge looking out at Santa. And I was like, it's perfect. And by found, I mean I had to get this off of YouTube. I made a screenshot. Yeah, we've already done the Ace Attorney judge, though, the regular one. And he's the one who almost Christmas. That was the face cam for the very first tier list night. But I could have slapped a Santa hat on him. I thought this was funnier. It really made me laugh. Because I was just like looking through YouTube clips, and this one what she's doing is she's clapping her hands, but it looks like she's almost like plotting, like she's wringing her hands to take that fat fuck down. She's like she was gonna put Santa in jail. That is not what. This is like the end of the movie when it's happy. When the little boy saves Santa or some dumb shit. I haven't seen it in like 15 years probably. Not a good movie. But you know what is gonna be a good content, a good movie? This tier list night. We got Nintendo Radio up. Was this channel always called Henrico Magnifico? That seems so fake. Yeah, get ski cozy, roast some chestnuts by the fire, eat a candy cane, get a grocery bag, get a hot bevy, and let's just croon it. Let's just chill. The one thing I want to do on tier list night tonight, the one thing I want to do by the end, is I want to do some kind of Christmas tier list. I personally, I want to do Christmas songs. I haven't looked for any Christmas tier lists yet, but there would be like Christmas movies, which I've seen a bunch of, but I don't know like a ton of. There's like Christmas treats. I kind of want to do a Christmas song tier list. Do we guys fuck with that? Do we like that? We've never done a music one on here. You guys, I know every Christmas song known to man. Were you a Christmas, like, music on the radio family? Because we definitely were. Anyway, we'll see how we get. We'll decide when we get there. But I think that would be fun. And also, there's a bunch of other tier lists I've been wanting to do that we haven't done because stupid. So, yeah, we can get started. You know what's up, K-Man? Hello, Steiner. All right, guys. Strainer. A radio station played All I Want for Christmas Is You 27 times in a row. That's crazy. I like that song, though. But I don't like it 27 times in a row. Yo, Deltarune! This is spoilers. I haven't played this yet. I don't know. I feel like... Hold on. Stop checking Discord. I have too much power at my hands. This is the first, I think this is the first tier list night we've done with like dark mode. Also, we're doing this first. It needs to come back. These need to come back. I'm stabbing people with poke pinions. It's been too fucking long. This is Christmassy, right? Look, these guys are Christmas. This is Christmas on an island. Christmas in Hawaii. What is the... He said he knows every Christmas song. Mele Kaliki Maka. K-Man, come on now. Yo, what's up, Will? Yada yada does it. Let's rank JoJo's. I'm gonna rank the JoJo's and spoil all the future ones for Will. Even though the multiple ones of them I don't even know. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna let you guys do something crazy. So, Alolan, okay. Tier list, I think this is an alphabetical. Oh no, you're right, it must be Pokédex order. That's not bad then. Okay, the people that submit tier lists for Tier Maker, and I'm worried about this for Gen 9, or for Gen 8, I guess, specifically, but Gen 9 some too. No one thinks these fucking Alolan forms are part of should be counted with the Alolan Pokemon. Like, I went through this, I scrolled through like 3 lines of tier lists, and they're either this, where like it has these guys all out front, which I guess is probably how it's supposed to be anyway, so maybe I was just confused. But like, I would say 3/4 of the tier lists of the Alolan Pokemon on Tier Maker don't include the Alolan forms. They only include the original Dex Pokemon from it. And couple that with the fact that there are almost never like, there's never like an amazing tier list for this anyway. So many of them just do final evos for some reason that like, this is the best I could do. But I think this one's good. As long as we remember that this is confusing. We could just move these guys down. Do you want to just move them down to the bottom? Or we'll just leave them at the top, maybe? Or we could rank... Nah, I don't want to rank them first. Pokemon. We're doing it. It feels so long. I forgot how to do this, you guys. I'm so nervous. I get so nervous for tier list night. I don't know what it is about it. It's because there's no like, let's get started on the game. It's just like, oh yeah, I meant to It probably is super low because Halo was louder. Let's see. I'll turn it up some in my ears, and then I'm going to turn up the audio, desktop audio. That should be better. This is kind of a quiet song, but is that any better? Yeah, well, you heard some keys. Well, yeah, it's the Breath of the Wild song. That's all that it is. Is it still going? This is not sound. Oh. There we go. Oh. Hey. I guess I'm ready to get started. Do you guys like Pokemon Gen 7? I love it. I remember, I think as far as Pokemon games go, this is the video game, the game in the series I was most excited about coming out since Gen 4. Gen 4 I remember being insanely excited for, and then this is the one I had the most excitement and hype towards, like, before it came out, since that game. And not since this one have I ever had a game I've been as excited for. This is the last one. Yeah, this is the first one where they really gave a ton of like info and focus to like individual Pokemon. They were stringing along little reveals and trailers and stuff like that every couple months, or even like I feel like every couple weeks at like towards the end of the game press cycle. And I know a lot of people didn't like that because they showed almost every single Pokemon in the dex, but it got me really excited for the games. And also for the fact that they just looked, I just thought they looked so much better than Gen 6. And like, it really felt like it was a new, like there were a lot of mechanics and even like these Alolan, like regional variants and all this stuff. It felt like they really had ideas for this one and they were pulling out all the stops on a new game. And when the game came out, I also felt like that. I thought it was great. I know that some people are harsher on this because some people are harsher on this game because it's front loaded with a lot of story and a lot of start and stopping, and if you just want to like blast through a Pokemon game and make a team, I get like not being into that, and also the whole internet for some reason backswung on this game way too hard when they announced that Ultra Sun and Moon were coming out. And that was, I think people played themselves. I think everyone tricked themselves into thinking that these were bad just because they didn't want like another like version of the same game. I truly believe that that's the case. And I think if you did that, skill issue. The face cam is from Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. Also, can you guys hear the music any better? Do I still need to turn it up? This is pretty sweeping, I feel like. Yeah, well, yeah, people wanted Pokemon Stars, which was going to be a third version anyway. And then they put out 2 new games, and everybody was like, 2 new games? What the fuck? This gen was always bad. And I think they just fooled themselves. I think gaslight success on your own psyche. I'm mostly kidding, but I'm kind of not. Because the games are good, and I feel like we were all positive on them when they came out, and I still am. Hell yeah. And the second game, this Ultra Sun and Moon, while like again not like Black and White 2, where it really like went above and beyond, is a cool version of that game, and it does have some cool stuff that the original one doesn't. Even though the story, like, again, if you care about the story, which I think it was I think the story of this gen is pretty good, actually. I think it's a nice little story, and I like it. The story of the game is unfortunately, I think, way worse in Ultra Sun and Moon. So it's hard to recommend, like, I mean, I guess there's not a perfect version of the game, so maybe that is a little bit of a bummer, but, you know, I think either one is fine, and they're both good. And I like them. And I like the Pokemon from this gen a lot. The vibe on this one, the aesthetic, I think is really just kind of island with these kind of nice saturated colors. A lot of bright colors. A lot of good like greens and pinks and all this kind of good stuff. And I don't know. I think they were killing it with the designs in this gen. Maybe we'll see when we get into it, but I think they really. This is like the last one where I feel like they were really hitting on something. Even though there's a lot of guys I like from Gen 8 too. I think this is like the best blend of like the sort of new kind of squishier, like cleaner, rounder kind of style, and the like old way that old Pokemon kind of looked. So far, at least. Also, what's up to Isaac? Hi, Isaac. And Obroge was already here. Hell yeah. Good. Let's get started. And I also think the starter crop are really strong in this gen, but it's hard to rank them. Maybe I might want to even. Can I pull this out like one? That's easier for me to look at. Maybe I just move my computer monitor further back. This is how us analog guys do it. That'll make it easier for you to see because I'll be able to still keep it bigger. And it'll be easier for me to see because I'll be able to see it over my pop filter from my microphone. This is how us analog guys do it. Just move just move the monitor further back onto your desk. Raw. All right. Listen, it worked though. I don't care that it's almost falling off the back of the desk. There's a wall back there. This music is so fucking triumphant. I swear we've heard this on like 3 tier list nights before. And always when I'm just talking about some bullshit. All right, let's get started. It's been too much talking. Oh, my wisdom. Yeah. Well, you know. Okay, man. You know how it is. All right. I'm happy about this because I definitely have clear favorites here. And even though I think there will be some knives, I don't even think there will be the knives that like some of the other gens have had. As the chorus swells of having no knives. All right, let's just I'm gonna just put all these guys up here into the tier list first, cause let's just do them all right now. Is this Pokemon? Sounds like it. Yeah. I was like, well, I know this. I recognize this melody. I did not recognize the arrangement. Okay. All right, starters. These guys are interesting because, I mean, I definitely have a clear favorite, but it's almost sort of more like I feel like maybe a gen, well, not really. I think that the ones I like of these lines are a little mixed, like more mixed up. It's not like I necessarily prefer one line heavily over the others. That being said, my favorite is definitely Rowlet of everything on here. I know like it's almost sort of a meme at this point where like Snack shits on things for just being round. But I disagree with myself on this one because Rowlet is like the little round guy that I think is perfect. But I think it's because underneath his like feathers like this, he looks like a little fucking like a little snaggly ass alien because he's a bird, right? Rowlet's easily the best one, I think. Like hands down. What's not to love? He's got a little bow tie. I like that he's so grounded, kind of. I know he can fly, but he just looks like he waddles around everywhere. And I just think he's just like perfect, kind of. Of the like again like the ones like Goomy or like Wooper or like those guys that people are like Snom, where people are like perfect being. This is like I think maybe the Pokemon like that for me that is like the one I love the most out of perfect being, kind of. Actually, I was at Target the other day, you guys, buying a strainer. I was at Target buying some things, including a strainer the other day, and I saw a giant Rowlet plushie, and I almost bought it. It was like pretty big. Like, not like humongous, but I just saw him like sitting in the aisle like as I was pushing my cart past the rack, and I was like, I mean, Rowlet's getting up there in age these days. I might need to, like, I don't know if anyone's going to buy him. I might need to save him. I felt the urge to save Rowlet from the Target rack the other day, and I didn't buy him, but yeah, he's the best. He's better than all these guys, and he's better than all those little other round cute guys. Even though, they're good too. Okay. Next, I guess I'll move up the other ones I think are S. It's actually all of these ones. At least. What is this, Kita? This sounds like Animal Crossing. Oh my god, Mario Party 10, rah! I think these guys are all S. I'm trying to think of how to order them. I think, well, let me order the final Evos. I actually think I like Decidueye the least out of these. But I still really like him. He's the one I used on my first run also. I picked Rowlet the first time I played the game. I've tried to use Incineroar twice. And I've tried to use Incineroar twice, and both times it's been in like a Nuzlocke or a run I never finished. And I just didn't get him to fully even to Incineroar. I had a Torracat that died in a Nuzlocke once. And then I had a run that I dropped like halfway through that I didn't finish. That was another Litten run. But I used Primarina when I played Ultra. And I will, next time I play through this gen, I will use these guys again. Because I like Incineroar. I like him second of these. And I might actually I might put Popplio here. I think in S, this is what it looks like best for me. Primarina, I think this was the one I was the most sour on kind of when they came out. But over time, it's grown on me a lot. I think the color palette is really nice. It's sort of Oshawott-esque, which maybe is what drove me away from it initially, but the pink, I like the pink and the light blue and the white and the blue. It's a very nice kind of like gradient of like lighter to darker hues and stuff like that. So I think it's really solid. And it's cool. I think what I didn't like about it at first is, and Incineroar I feel the same way too, is that like I don't really like Pokemon where it's like it feels like you're like Game Freak is like, this one's the girl one, this one's the boy one. But these days I don't really care as much about that. I think I remember mentioning that when they first got revealed, but they've both grown on me since. But Primarina's beautiful. It's funny looking too, kinda. It's Singa. It's nice. And then Incineroar is also funny, kinda. I know because he's such a menace in the VGC, he's sort of gained a reputation, but that doesn't factor in too much for me. And in Smash Brothers, he's good too. When it got revealed, because I think in this game there were sketches that came out of them, or there was some sort of like key art of the starters that got leaked well before they got shown. And I remember seeing Incineroar and thinking like he was almost too much, kinda. Like too humanoid, like there was something off about him a little bit. But as soon as they revealed that he was a heel wrestler, I was on board 100%. And that has always worked for me with him, and it still does. I think he's still cool. I like his weird big hands. His hands are like too big for his body. And then Decidueye is also really cool. He's like a Robin Hood, what's called an eagle, owl thing. I just don't think I don't know. He looks like less, like, something else about him is a little bit less from these guys. And Popplio is also adorable. He's also really up there when it comes to starters, I think. That's not shown on my thing, is it? No? Okay, good. He's just a little guy. He looks just a little CeeLo. He looks like a circus seal. And I thought that was where they were going to take this line. Is that they were going to be like circus performers, but no, it's more like they kind of go in like a pretty, like, I mean, I guess Primarina is also a performer still, so maybe that's the thing. I don't know, but he's cute. All right, and then the rest of these guys, I definitely I'm going to put Brionne above these. This one I think is just this one's a really solid middle form. It's silly looking, but also cute still. And I like Dartrix too. He looks like a butler. If Dartrix was an anime character, like if he could talk, I know exactly what his voice would sound like. He's like, he has character to me, for sure. I like his like crappy hair, and he also has like the bow tie, but now he looks like he's like cosplaying as a butler, but he's actually like 15. And then these two, I think I might move Toracat into B and keep Litten in A. Not that I still like Toracat also. But he just doesn't like... he, like, again, even like the sort of sillier middle forms I always will take over one that is just like bigger guy kind of. And he's of these 3 sets, he's the one that looks the most like he's just a bigger Litten kind of. I feel like they didn't have a great idea for Toracat because they go so far then when Incineroar comes out that he just feels like very transitional. But fine still. And Litten's cute too, but not my favorite. But cute. I like that he looks sus. I like Trico is kind of like this. I like some starters that aren't like outwardly like kind of like happy to be here and cute looking. And Litten, you know, being like kind of like a black cat, like a little slinky boy. He definitely fits that. Poplio is the one that's like the most that, like, oh, I'm your little friend. And then Rowlet is sort of like in the middle where he is cute, but he also looks like he's seen the end. And then Litten is like, the Litten is the one who sounds like the cat off of Kiki's Delivery Service. Hell yeah. GG, the cat. That's it. Good, guys. Okay. I saw... Why are they right above each other? I looked down at this and this made me laugh. Volbeak. All right. Keep working, Snack. Real anchor point. We've only just started. Maybe we'll only do Pokemon tonight. It won't look... It's gonna be... Well, actually, it really isn't. There's not very many in this gen. That's what's nice about these later gens for doing the tier lists. Is that even though I think it's a little disappointing that there's much fewer Pokemon every time. End of thought. It makes it easier on the tier list because there's less of them. Okay. These guys are good. Remember, we're not making a Vamer tier yet, so don't panic. I will pick my top 5 out of everything and move it up at the end. Though that's a little harder for me to think of, really. Shoot. This is actually going to be impossible. Okay. Letucan. All right, so let's just work with these. Trumbeak. I think Trumbeak is... Do I want to put him in C or B? Put him in B for now. He doesn't look as... He's weird. Trumbeak is weird. I don't think he's Toucannon has like way more... Let's A at least for now. I think I'm gonna put Toucannon in S, but below all of this. You're good. I'm gonna. Do I want like you more than these? Maybe a little more than Litten. Okay. Whoops. Okay, Trumbeak is weird. If you've ever seen the animation of this guy, like the tip of his beak makes like a weird like lips. It makes the tip of his beak makes this weird lips thing. And also he just like looks fine. The main thing I like about Trumbeak is that I had one soul linked in Zebra's Nuzlocke and then he fucking died and Zebra tried to replace him with Alolan Vulpix like I wouldn't notice. But Pikipek is cute. I remember when this came out or when this got revealed, we all said it looked like Pearl from Steven Universe because we were into that at the time. We said it looked like Pearl Steven Universe. And you know what? I still think he looks like Pearl Steven Universe. But I think this is a very distinct compared to the other regional birds as one of the better ones. Just like a little woodpecker kind of thing. And then Toucannon, I really like Toucans. And Toucannon's raw. He's just cool looking. Yeah, every Pikipek ever has been named Pearl. Yeah, Naf was saying Pokemon... I don't remember Pikipek as much in New Pokemon Snap, except I do remember encountering it. But Primarina is really good in that game. And I think Pixel was saying that it's cool that Decidueye is a ghost type, and I also think it's cool that he's a ghost type. I was really excited about all 3 of the type combos for the final starter Evos. because it was the first time we would get a fairy starter. And then I think when Incineroar first got shown, there were some fears that he would be firefighting. But of course he's not firefighting, he's fire dark. And I think that like people were pretty confident that he would be on that too. I think like the fire dark hopium like was well founded and real. And then it turned out to be real. All right. Let's see. Oh, let's also get rid of the F tier because there's no Fs. If there is an F, I'll bring it back. We're ranking all the Ultra Beasts too within this list, by the way. Oh, I know this. This is must be Smash Brothers, Fire Emblem Warriors. But I knew it was Conquest. Okay. This one I'm gonna put in C. I don't even hate him. Gumshoes is what this one's called. I think he's kind of cool, and that he sort of looks like he's like a grizzled like detective kinda, and I think that is what he's supposed to be kind of. But he's not like super cool. And also, I remember the Donald Trump jokes were massive when Gumshoes came out. But Young Goose, I really like. I'm gonna put him. Is he really an A? He's at least top of B. I remember when I took a trip to Africa once, and they have little mongooses around out in Africa in the wilderness, and I saw a little mongoose like scamper across the road once and look up at me, like we were in the big Jeep obviously, but this little mongoose ran right across the street and then looked directly in our direction, then ran off, and it looked exactly like this. In that moment, I liked this design finally. Because even though it has this, like, rawr, XD, like, face, it really is, like, a little, like, they really nailed the mongoosity of Young Goose in a way that I think is really cute. I actually think he's one of my favorite. I'm moving him up. I actually think he's one of my favorite of the regional, like, I mean, mongooses aren't rodents, but for lack of a better term, the regional, like, rodent, kind of. I think he's one of the best ones. But he's not better than, he's like, he'll be, like, low A at most. He really looks like a mongoose in like a way that I think they did a good job. Okay. All right. Grublin. I don't remember what this Pokemon's name is. Grubbin. He's a C. He's fine. I think these are supposed to swing. I think I think there might be a game where they do that, or maybe I've just seen it in the anime. These are supposed to, like, swing. They swing on, like, telephone poles or something crazy. Weird stuff, but it's in the lore. And then I'm putting these guys both up here. Vikavolt is is one of the Pokemon I've coped the most over in my life. Because Vikavolt is so cool looking. But I've just never used one, kinda. Because, one, he looks like he should be fast, and from what I understand, he's insanely slow, which just doesn't, like, for some reason, that, like, ruins the appeal of him somewhat to me. And I know that being slow is a trait shared by many of the Pokemon from this game, but for Vikavolt, it, like, bums me out. And then also, in the original Sun and Moon, which is where I really wanted to use him, he's so fucking hard to get. You can't evolve Charjabug until, like, way at the end of the game to get him, which is one of the dumbest things about the game. But that's always held me back from using him. But I think he's incredibly cool looking. I at least like him. I think I might have him top of A so far. And Charjabug is not to be slept on either. I think I'm going to put him here, maybe. Charjabug is quite good, I think. He looks like, at all at the same time, he looks like a battery, a bus, and a watermelon. Like a square watermelon. He's the epitome of a funny little guy. Yeah, he looks like a subway car. What's up, Narusonic? Charjabug's awesome. But again, I think these guys are both really good, so I think he's around here. Okay. This might be a little controversial. All right, so I fucking love this thing. Crabrawler, easily, like, I'm not gonna spoil the top 5 for you guys yet, but easily incredible, easily the best thing that's ever existed. What's not to love? One, he's a coconut crab. Insanely cool animal. Yeah, what's up, Odin? Just this giant, disgusting crab thing that crawls onto the beach and climbs coconut trees. 2, he's got these big, mighty claws, but the claws are like boxing gloves. And he's got a little boxer black eye, too. He kind of looks like Frankie. He kind of looks like Johnny Bravo. And I'm obsessed with him. I think he's wonderful. Everything down to, like, his cry, his color palette. He's got attitude, and he's got crabitude. And he's incredible. And then speaking of cope Pokemon, this thing is another coper. I think I would have this well above what some others might. I think I'm going to put him at the bottom of B right now. But he might move to top of C eventually. Because even though you guys know I love, like, Yetis and Bigfoots and Sasquatches, which is what Crabominable is supposed to be, he just doesn't. He's got so many things that are run antithesis to why I would think that would be cool. Because the joke is that he's a Yeti crab, which is a real type of animal. It's a real crab that has like kind of filament-esque like white fluff on it. So the fact that he's a Yeti crab who's a real Yeti in the snowy mountains, I think that's cute. I think that's a neat idea. But the design is just not that appealing. Again, like the footprint things, like a Bigfoot, like Sasquatch footprint that are on his claws. I think these are great ideas. It's just that he doesn't, like, I don't really like the colors. He doesn't look great. I don't think he carries on the, like, the charm of Crabrawler, really. And his typing is really bad. I don't like ice types in general, but Crabominable, and being a slow ice type is a difficult hill to climb out of. So I used this guy in my first run of the game, but I had Crabrawler for a long fucking time, and then it was kind of cope when he evolved. But I have some feelings towards him that aren't completely negative. He's better than, like, these or something, I don't know. Okay. These guys rule. I love these. Let's move them all up. Okay, Oricorio. This one is S tier for me. I think it's... It might be here. I don't know what it is. I think this one's Bile form. Well, maybe not. Maybe it's like here. Put it right next to this other red guy, whatever his name was. Oricorio Bile, I think, is the... Well, let's rank them all, and we'll talk about them. This one is called Sensu. Which one do I like? I think I like this one. This one's called Pau or something. I like this one the least. I think I'll put it top of B. And then these ones are probably A. Put them above. Like, we'll put them around here. This gen has a lot of cool birds. Look, cool bird, 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 bird. Bird is the word. Bird, 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 bird. Bird. Peter Family Guy. Guys, topical, right? A gen of cool birds and cool bugs, but also cool birds, Miracun. Okay, Bile I like the most. I just really like the colors. I love the, like, kind of like salsa dance. I don't know. Even just this key art of it is wonderful. I really wanted to use Oricorio, and then, like, the idea of Oricorio kind of, I think, is only sort of half there. Because it would be neat, I think, even if they could learn some TMs from the other types they can turn into. But Oricorio, like, they don't get stab moves in their, like, additional type at all, other than the Revelation Dance move they get, which again I think would be fine if Revelation Dance was not something they learned at like level 40 something or something like that. If they got it at like 30, I would definitely have used one of these before. But Revelation Dance comes way too late in the line, or in their learn set, and then other than that they can't get any cool moves of their type, so that's dumb. But still, I love them. Bile is the one I like the most. These two are pretty even. This one is a little Risei, like a little cute woohoo. This one's, what's this one called? Pom Pom? Cheer? I don't remember. This is the first one you see. I don't know why I can't remember the name of this one. But this one's Sensu, and it's like a fan dancer, and that's neat. And then the hula one I like too, but I don't like that one as much. Pom Pom. Pom Pom. Yo. Zebrag Rave. Okay. Yeah, well, I said the gen was good. I said it was a good gen. I don't know what you guys want from me. Let's see. You're like here probably. You can go above Toucanon, I suppose. I said the gen was good. These rule. I don't have really a lot to say about them. I like Cutie Fly's little dangly leg appendages are really cute. I think those are. This one's it's just a little. I don't know. This thing is so cute. I want to. I want to fucking smash it between my hands. And then Rabambi Naisa. Rabambi is like a 3 in all regards, kind of. Rabambi Cuta. It's got one. It's actually fast. 2, Bug Fairy is a neat type. 3, I like its little scarf. It looks just so wonderful. It's just a darling little being. I almost want to put it above Rowlet, but I don't think I'm going to. Love them. Love those guys. All right, I'm gonna take a sip of water. Do we want an anchor point? Is it already time? Did you guys know you can get Super Mario RPG returns? That's not what it's called, but you can buy that. Nintendo, Super Mario RPG. There are so many fucking ads on Tier Maker. Okay. I got another one for you guys. I've got a redemption arc here for you guys. I want to put all of these on at the same time, too, so let's get started. And then let me look down once more at the Pokemon. Yeah. These guys are fucking good, guys. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to do with the Ultra Beasts, actually. Looking at them. Okay, but we're not on them yet. Okay. That was a loud fucking clap. I hurt my palms. Okay. Alright, let's put... Okay, this one... Okay, this is Lycanroc Day? Midday, I think is what this one's called. This one's about a B for me. We'll put it above Crabominable out of courtesy. And Trumbeak... Trumbeak even less. But he's still kind of cool looking. He looks like Sharp. I don't think he's a C. Okay. That's Midday. Let's put Rockruff at least towards the top of A, because he's a cutie boy. Of the dog Pokemon, like the ones that are just little dogs, he's one of my favorite ones. This actually might be the perfect spot for him. Rockruff, good. Just a little cute. But alright, here's where it gets crazy. Lycanroc Dusk, I love. This one is like, I don't know, maybe here. This one I used in what's it called? This one I used in fucking Ultra Sun and Moon. Which I don't even know if you can get Lycanroc Dusk anymore, which is truly depressing. Maybe you can get it in some, like, one of the newer games or something in some way. But I'm pretty sure that Lycanroc Dusk, like, came with a promotion or something like that. You need a Rockruff with a specific ability. That's the only way to get it. And if this Pokemon is lost to time, that is truly tragic. It should just replace Midday. Because I love it. I think the orange, like, finally makes the design come around. Because I think this Midday form, which is sort of the one that this is more like, is a little too plain. The colors, I think, are a little too plain. But it also has the kind of like the fur sticking up a little bit more. And I think we've talked about this on Pokemon tier list like 3 times, but I was not a wolf kid. I've never been a wolf guy. Never gravitated towards the wolf. Not, you know, never been one to feed the good wolf. But this is like finally a wolf they did that I like can totally get behind. And I think it's great. It was really fun to use. It was probably my favorite teammate from the Ultra Sun and Moon run the first one I ever did. And that was one of my favorite teams of all time in a Pokemon game. And Lycanroc, Midnight is right where I'm leaving it right there. This one looks like some furry shit that isn't even like fine. Like this one, I'm not trashing furry shit. But this one is some furry shit that is also like some, I don't even know how to describe it. It's the worst type of furry shit. Furries, if you're watching the VODs, don't worry. It's nothing personal, but it's the worst. I don't like this. I really don't like this design at all. I think somehow they came up with one of the best designs of the gen as like an in-between between these two designs that I think are just fine. And Rockruff's a little cutie. Okay. Put Pokemon Company, if you're watching the VODs, put Lycanroc Dusk back in a fucking game, you cowards. Just make it easy to get. Just make it so that you have to evolve it at a time of day between day and night or something. Is that how it works in the new one? I don't know. Okay. All right. Let's see. These guys, I also don't really care for that much. A little unfortunate. I'm gonna put them both in C, actually. We'll put Schooling above normal Wishy-Washy. And we can put them above Grubbin. Grubbin? Alright, Wishy-Washy, I think conceptually, they're kind of interesting. We can put them at the top of C. Conceptually, I think they're interesting. But I don't know. It doesn't seem like a Pokemon I would ever want to use. I also, from what I remember, from how I remember Gen 7, I think Wishy-Washy Schooling lags the game. I think it's like, this is how I remember the game at least. It's too big, and also, like, I think that has too many appendages or whatever, and it lags the fucking video game. It is a cute idea in that it's like a big like shoal of fish that turn into this giant monster fish thing. You know what, actually? You know what, Trumbeak? Talking about it now. Bottom of B and Trumbeak will be C. That is cool, but Wishy-Washy on his own, I think is just, I don't think he's super interesting looking, really. He just looks like a fish. And then, you know, the Schooling idea is cool, but not enough, like not cool enough to me. Okay. Yeah, Sobblefish. Okay. Let's think about this. I think these guys are both A for me. I think I like Marini more than Toxapex, actually. Toxapex. I'm gonna put Marini maybe here. We can put Toxapex above Skittles over here, whatever his name is. Young Goose. These guys are interesting. I know there's, I think at least when this came out in competitive, it had some really nasty like play you could do with it. I don't know if it stayed good or if it's still good at all. But so Toxapex is like, well, let's just, you know what, actually? Marini, maybe, I just thought about something I really liked about Marini. Here's good. Charger Bug is so good. I remembered something I liked about Marini. Okay, so the thing I like less about Toxapex is that, like, it's I don't know, it's like weird. It almost kind of reminds me of Ferrothorn or something, but I like it more than Ferrothorn, who I don't really like at all. It's like this little, like a little thing inside this big, like, sort of coral or anemone like shell, or maybe it's like an urchin with like a little, like the little fleshy, like, you know, organ inside the big spiky thing. I guess it's probably like an urchin, right? it's cool, but like design-wise, it doesn't appeal as much to me. Even though I think it's neat. Yeah, it might have been. Maybe it was singles that it was good in. Because it's very much defensive, very built for stall. It's got a ton of disgusting stall options and moves and stuff like that. And then Marini, I just think is one. I think it looks chaotic and gross in a cute way. And I like that you can see more of the creature on this one, whereas it's so tiny in this one. But the thing I remember most about this, and this is one of my favorite things about this gen in general, is they used the like calling for help, like SOS mechanics, to weave lore about the Pokemon into the like gameplay. Which for Marini, I think maybe annoyed some people, because I'm pretty sure the only way to get this thing to appear is you have to be fighting Corsola, which is what it eats. It's like that's the lore, is that it preys on Corsola. And then you have to beat enough Corsola for Marini to then show up when they're calling for help. But I think that mechanic is so cool. I really love that. I wish other Pokemon games would do stuff like that. The one I remember the most about the one where I discovered that was even a mechanic in this game was Sableye showing up to eat Carbink. Which I completely stumbled upon just by chance, and it was so cool it almost made me cry. Like, I don't know, like I think that's so neat. And then but Marini is sort of like the main character of that because it's the new Pokemon that you can get that way. And that's what I always remember about it. Other than that, it's just a cute little. It looks like a little like an ugly doll or something. I like it. Yo, what's up, Zebra? Okay, we need to anchor point. No, we don't. I'm just like saying it at this point. I promise you guys, not all of these are going to be S. Collins allowed? I have not decided yet. Are Collins in the spirit of Christmas? You guys don't know what else we're going to do tonight. They can't all be S or A, Snack. Jesus Christ. Okay. All right, well... They're hitting pretty hard so far still. I'm putting Mudsdale maybe like he might be here, and Mudbray I'm gonna put like here maybe. Yeah, there are some B's and C's, and there's also some Ultra Beasts too that I think are. I mean, some of these Monkey. The funny thing is that Monkey has really brought me around on some of these guys, actually. Not so much that I, like, love them, but I actually think some of these are cool designs now. We'll get to them. Monkey single-handedly has, like, softened my opinions towards the Ultra Beasts. In a funny way. But we're not on them yet. We're anchor pointed on Mudbray. Mudbray is cute. You know what, actually? Well, these guys are cute too. I think this whole little alleyway here is, and Picky Peck even too to some degree, is good. I like his little pupils. He has the ancestral like herbivore eye. That I don't even think donkeys like have eyeballs like this, but he has like a little sheep eye or something. But it makes him look like he's just a little like. It just makes him look like he's vibing, kinda. I think he's super cute, just as a little donkey thing. And talking about him, I'm moving him up. We'll put him here. He's wonderful. And then Mudsdale, I think, is really cool. Just a big old draft horse, workhorse thing. Big, like, dreadlock mud horse beast. And then his ability is cool, too. And I used in that Ultra Sun run or Ultra Moon run that I did where I used this guy and this one. I also used him, and he was epic. I like him. So Sneasel's super late in the game again? Or what can I get around here? Mudbray? Yeah, all right. Mudbray's, yeah, he's a little stupid. He looks great. Okay. This one is Dewpider. He's definitely a C for me. He's just weird looking, kinda. I'll put him here. Araquanid I like more. I don't even know if he might be a B though. These guys are interesting, but they're more kind of in the, they remind me of like Gen 9 designs, kind of, where they have like, they have a more like geometric almost kind of like aesthetic to them that just doesn't vibe with me as much, really, as like something that looks more kind of naturalistic. They look like aliens. But yeah, interesting idea for sure. Kind of cool typing. Araquanid, I do kind of like. I might move him like here. And then Dewpider, I just think is, I don't think he's cute, but I don't think he looks cool either. He's weird. Yeah, Trumbeak Sea Zebra. Trumbeak. Yo! Thank you for the 15-month streak. Okay. These are good. I'm gonna bring them to A. I don't think either one is S. Do people really like Lurantis? Does Lurantis have fans? Who's out there standing hard for Lurant? I'm putting Lurant like up here though. I've never used this, so I don't really have like an attachment to it. Maybe put it here. Fomantis is good. I'll maybe put it here. Kevin Lurantis. I think they're both quite good. But they're not like favorites for me. I would like to use one someday though. Lurantis is cool. Is it just grass or is it, but it's just grass, right? Yeah, actually I'm moving it up a little bit here because like Rinslet said, the aesthetic is really strong. Maybe I'll put it here. Mudbray, you are in my way. Maybe I'll put it here. It has like a very kind of, like this is supposed to look like a kimono almost, sort of. But also being like, it's definitely also supposed to look like those praying mantises that like look like orchids or flowers or whatever. There's a species of praying mantis that looks like a flower kind of for camouflage. And that's what Lurantis I think is supposed to be. That's why I always think it's bug, even though it's not. But yeah, striking design. It gets like a cool signature move. It's neat. I've just never used it myself. But I would like to someday. Maybe we'll roll one in the Gen 9 Destiny Challenge. It's in that game, right? Okay. Is Vikavolt too high? He's really cool though. I'm gonna keep him there. Okay. What to do with these guys? I don't even dislike them. Morolol, I think, might be the top of B for now. It's goofy looking, or no. Shinotic is what this one's called. It's goofy looking. I might put it a little lower in B, actually. I'll keep it above Araquanid. Among these other like guys that I kind of like, but are also kind of goofy looking. Yeah, Shinotic is like weird, but in a way I kind of fuck with. It's neat. I had one of these briefly in a Nuzlocke before it died, and I would like to play a whole game with one, kind of. But Morolol I do like. I'm going to put him somewhere in A. Pikipeki is helping me sort these right now. Maybe here? That feels good. Yeah, Morolol's cute. I remember this from the Detective Pikachu movie, actually, specifically. There's probably the best scene, I think, in the movie where, like, I don't remember exactly how it goes, but they get hurt or something, and then, like, these Bulbasaur take them into the forest and do, like, a magical healing power on them or something. And I remember there being a bunch of Morolol in that scene, too, and that being memorable to me. And other than that, new Pokemon Snap, it's good. It's not, like I think this one's almost too simple to be, like, way higher for me. But for what it is really cute, so it's an A for sure. Shinotic is weird, though. Shinotic has, like, a stank to it, almost. But I don't even hate the stank. It kind of looks like that alien. You know that Simpsons alien? Or that, like... What is the Simpsons where there's, like, that... Like... It's like an alien or something, right? It looks like that Simpsons thing. It's a weird man, for sure. But I still fuck with it. I fuck with it, sort of. Do I want it top of B, actually? I'm putting it in the weird man tier. Okay. It's funky. It's definitely funky. I don't hate it. I would use one. That, again, this is why I think I had it on the team in that Nuzlocke. Shiinotic, like Morelel Shiinotic, is the perfect type of Pokemon for a Nuzlocke, I think. But which these days I see as an excuse to use Pokemon I've like weird Pokemon that I'm stuck with, kind of. I think that's to me that's part of the fun of the Nuzlocke, is committing to and getting attached to weird Pokemon you get stuck with. And these are like the perfect Nuzlocke guys like that, kind of. That if it had lived, I could have seen myself falling in love with it and probably putting it in A tier or something. Okay. All right. Look, we're making it, guys. We got about half of them on the list already. Okay. All right. Let's put Salandit first. He's cool. Or she. You want this to be she, so I'm going to call it her. I'm going to call her she. Salandit is maybe like right here for me. I think Salandit is a really strong design. I like the thief gecko vibe, kind of. And even though I don't even remember if this one is fire type yet, I actually think that it is. I think it's fire poison right from the go. I like that the fire type is sort of all represented by this orange streak thing, like this little orange hand thing that it's got on its tail. All right, and then Salazzle, I want to love way more than I actually do, kind of. I think this one is top of B right now. Now, Salazzle is cool, but you remember when I was talking about not liking Pokemon that are too gendered, kind of? I mean, it makes sense because this one, you can only evolve female Salandit into Salazzle. Not a huge fan of Pokemon that are that feel too gendered, kinda. And Salazzle is like the most that Pokemon. But I also still think it's pretty cool too. I'm almost kind of want to put it bottom of A. But top of B I think is good. But it's definitely not my favorite. But if it had, if you're a big fan of Salazzle, I totally get that, and I think that's neat. I'm not hating on it or anything. I also used this on my very first run of the game because I was still really excited for it. And Fire Poison is just a really cool type, and Salazzle also has a cool ability too. So it's definitely got positive traits also. It's just, I don't know, something about the design I don't care for it that much. Oh man, fuck. We have so many good ones coming up. Let's just bring them both up. Okay. Stuffle I like more than Beware, actually. I'm gonna put Stuffle, I feel like it clears some of this shit, at least. Do I like it more than Bylay? Yeah, I don't know if I like it more than Lycanroc Dusk, though. And Beware, let's put him, here, maybe. I might move by. I'm moving Bylay down, actually. Here, maybe. That looks better to me. These guys are so good. I've actually never... Again, this is... I want to do, 10 runs of this game. Or just, use more Pokemon, from this game in other games. Because there are a bunch of guys I really like from Gen 7 I've never used still. I guess it's just because they're newer Pokemon games. But what's not to love? Stuffle, I think Stuffle has possibly the best cry in the entire series. It has one of the cutest cries in any game of all time. And by one of, I mean the cutest. Stuffle has the cutest cry in the entire Pokemon series. I love that it's it has the little butt tag thing. It's like a little plushie. Yeah, it's true. The guys that are in this game never appeared in a better Pokemon game. And I also like that, like, the thing about the joke about Beware and Stuffle is that they're, like, destructive. Like, Beware has immense crushing power. But then Stuffle also is supposed to be, like, really, like, strong, like, accidentally. And I think it's cuter with this little guy than it is with this guy. But this guy is still so good. I guess are they red pandas? This looks like a red panda. This Beware might be supposed to just be a panda. But he really mostly just looks like a bear, like a stuffed bear, I think is really the main thing. Stuffle looks like a red panda, though. And I like that, because I like red pandas. Monokuba. Yeah, it goes like, wee! A pathetic mule. This is a pathetic mule. Should I move him up? Okay. Oh, man. All right, we got some other really good ones here. Fuck! I'm getting tricked by the power of the round. Okay, I really need to think about this because I've also never used this line either. And looking at them now, do I like any of them S though? Even I think they're gonna these guys all hang out in A for me. Let's move them up. Okay, yeah. Of the very gendered, like the very like, you know, clearly this is like a female Pokemon. I like this one more than Salazzle, I think. I actually think she's super cool. I'm gonna put her. Let's actually put her right next to Lurantis, but above. Serena, who I've never used before, but I again would like to. But Serena even is not as good as Steenie even. Steenie is so good. Top of A. Hilda. This is, you want to know what these guys remind me of? Is Flabebe line. Where even though I think this Serena is better than Florges for sure. The one I like easily the most of the three is the middle form. Just like, well, Floette I liked way more than like I liked Floette up into like the top 5 of Gen 6. But Steenie, I think Steenie is so good. I don't even know how to describe it. Just cute. And then Bounsweet I think is nice too. I'm gonna maybe leave it bottom of A. Bounsweet is just a little orb. Little fruta, little mangosteen creature. That's good. And also it's called Steenie. Okay. Comfey is also going to be an A tier for me. I have come around on this a lot. I think people would think of this as one of the more forgettable Pokemon from the gen. But not to me. I really like Comfey. I say Comfey because it's like a lay. Comfy, lay. Comfey. I think it's in this cutie zone I've got cooking kind of here. Let's put it here. New Pokemon Snap did a lot for that Pokemon for me. I just think it looks nice. It's a little... I like that actually, even though I think we were talking about how we wish it was Grass Fairy, which I think it should be Grass Fairy. I do think it's kind of cool that, like, the creature is this, like, little top part, kind of, and it has this weird, like, tail of flowers, or maybe it... I don't know if it puts the flowers on its tail. It's like it looks like a plant, but it's not actually a plant. I think that's neat. Same with Lurantis, which is a thing that is based on a thing that looks like a plant, but isn't a plant, but is a plant. So that's that. Okay. We're still in good zone here. This one I'm gonna put at the bottom of S. And guys, even though I know Oranguru is the popular one of these, it's hard to beat a good monkey for me, because Passimian still makes it into the A cut. I'm gonna put him. How much does a rugby playing monkey do for me? Let's put him maybe like here. I don't know, man. Good monkeys. Monkeys always get high marks on Snack. Even though only this one is an ape. This one is a monkey. Monkeys always get high marks on the Snack rankings. This is no other except for those monkeys from Gen 5 that I don't like. But these guys I think are some of the stronger monkeys. I really would like to use Passimian sometime, even though I think his ability is like doubles focused only. And I really hate when they do that kind of stuff because it makes it so that I wouldn't want to use him in a normal run, but I would want to use this one. And I think they should always make them even for that kind of shit. But yeah, Oranguru is really cool. I think I'm actually going to put him like maybe above Toucanon, but below this guy. Psychic monkey, like wise elder orangutan thing. Rango Star, coding guru. You know the meme of this I learned about, and I think it became a thing well after this game came out. But you know the meme of the orangutan, like that orangutan imparting wisdom to the otters. Have you guys ever seen that image? That always makes me think of this Pokemon now, or yeah. When I see that, it makes me think about this, or maybe they both make me think about that together. But I like him. I like that he looks like a mystic sage, kind of. It has this, like, solid design, because orangutans have these long, like, cheek flange things on their faces, but this also looks like a hood, too. And the big shaggy hair looks like a mystical cloak. Strong design work, I would say. And then obviously this is leaves, but it's like like a fan one would use to like fan a spiritual, like a incense burnt or something like that. Mystical ape thing. And then Passimian is a rugby playing monkey. What's not to like? He's cool, but not as cool, obviously. But he's got a like a coconut on his head. Footy. He looks more like a lemur, actually, kinda. I think he's supposed to be like a baboon, but he looks lemur-esque, like one of those big lemurs from Madagascar. Okay. That is a good nickname, Zebra. All right. I think we're cooking here still. We're cooking. Okay. Usopp Bug. Wimpod, I don't like you because I keep forgetting you in Fantasy Critic. You're like here. I don't really have, like, he's kind of cool, but I don't really, like, actually, he's like right, well, I like him more than Dewpider. I'm putting him top of C. Wimpod's fine, but I don't have any feelings towards him, really. And what's this one? Golisopod. He's cool though. He's like maybe not Vikavolt tier, but he's in the A tier around some of these other like cooler guys. I don't know if I maybe like him as much as the cuties though. I might put him here. Really memorable to me as getting fucking jumped by what is it? Guzma. Guzma jumping my ass with first impression. And knocking me out in fucking the first time I ever battled him with Golisopod is really memorable. And I like that he looks like a big like isopod samurai almost. I don't know if he's supposed to look like this, but he gives me samurai vibes kind of like the big like kabuto like samurai armor with these things like things that fly off the side, and he's cool. I might put him above Morolol. And let's put him like here. No, Charger Bug. Here maybe, and I'm moving Comfey down a little bit. That's better. He's neat. I would like to use this too, but I've never have. Okay. I like this Pokemon for such one specific reason. These guys don't do too much for me, actually. Palisand, I'm gonna put with the cool guys that I think are cool in B, but don't really like love. However, Yada da da da. I'm putting this. Sandy Gast can be like. Sandy Gast can make it into A. Specifically because of. It really wasn't funny to anyone but us, but a bit we did where K-Man once blew vape smoke through the hole of a Sandy Gast plush that we had at a Con Bravo. And I cracked up so much that I like couldn't stand when that happened at Con Bravo when we were filming that. And then I got home. I went through it was Con Bravo for sure. I went through a whole, I went through the whole trip, all the way, like, it was like on one of the first days. Went through the whole trip, and then took my whole plane ride home, you know, which is, the travel at the end of the day is like a long, exhausting thing always for after a con. So, like, basically, we did this joke at the con, went through the whole thing. I got home finally. I was laying on my bed after my plane ride, finally getting back home after the convention, and in lying on my bed, I went back and looked at the videos we took of doing the Sandy Gast vape video, and I laughed so hard I cried. It was like the joke of us doing it at Con Bravo. Like, this is a beautiful memory I have about the con that didn't even happen at the con, which was at the last day, being back home, traveling all the way from Canada on the East Coast to Las Vegas on the West Coast, going through the whole jet lag and all the plane ride and everything back. I finally got back home, flopped down on my bed, was probably scrolling Twitter or something, and then I watched the SandyCast video again, and I laughed so hard that I cried. That's what I always remember about that. It was really funny. Okay. Yeah, Will had the worst ride ever. But it was more just like the exhaustion kind of it, you know. It wasn't like a particularly bad trip getting home. It's just that, like, you know, when you get home, especially when you fly all night, it makes you tired. Okay, Creature. I don't like him as much as some of these other guys, but he's at least in an A tier. I think he's almost a little too simple for me. I might actually put him, well, he does have one cool element to him, though, where he pukes his guts out. I'm going to put him right next to Marini, actually, but right around here. Yeah, Pukumuku is good. He's funny because he's almost more of like an object than a being. I like in I don't remember if this is in the first Gen 7, but it's in one of them, one of the little quests where you have to throw the Pukumuku back into the ocean that get up on the beach. I think, is he water poison, or is he just water type? He's mysterious. Mysterious creature. Isn't he sort of supposed to be like toxic, kinda? You have to throw the Pukumuku back into the water, and it feels the most like you are just handling an object. More than a Pokemon, but I guess that's what a sea cucumber is like, even though it is a living thing, or, you know, an animal. He's cool. I like him. Let's move Comfey down a little bit, actually. The Comfey decline. All right. Okay, here we go. I don't know, man. I'm almost feeling D for this one. This one I like a little bit more, maybe. Here, I'm not a Type Null fan, really. I think he's cool as, like, Gladion's partner Pokemon. I should put him a little higher. We'll put Type Null, like, maybe top of C. But Silvally, I actually just don't really like at all, kind of. He's interesting, but I in the game itself, I don't know if I necessarily, like, feel like he really went anywhere, kind of. But I don't think he needs to either. What? Naf, are we saying? Silvally? Type Null? It's like ally, right? He's like your friend. Silvally? Oh, Gladion. Oh, I don't know. Gladion. Is that, you would say Gladion? I guess maybe. But I don't think he looks cool. Type Null I think looks cool. He looks like he's like a sealed beast, kind of. You know what, actually? Put him in B, and I'm moving these guys down. Sorry, wishy-washy. Okay. He's cool in that, like, he kind of does look like he's, yeah, like Buddy Bro said, experiment gone wrong. He's kind of, like, sealed away. But then this one I just think is just kind of dumb looking. It looks the same, I think it looks less good. Okay. I'm only putting one of the Miniors up. Do we want to put the little Cuta? This is the real Minior, kinda, though. But it really isn't, though, kinda. Which one should I put? Which one do you guys want on the tier list? Because I'm not putting them both on. Vote. Do we want the normal looking Minior, or do we like the little Cuta? You guys want the core form? I see 3 pinks. Alright, we'll put the core form on. I actually think they're both good. And I also actually really like Minior. I think he's, again, I think maybe a lot of the S's we've already hit on, kinda. I don't think he's an S. Well, we got all the Alolan forms still. And there's some other good ones here still. Yeah, there are. Okay. He's at least high A. I really like Minior. Monkey also kind of made me like this one more. But not like that much more. I already kind of liked him. Maybe here, kind of next to the other inanimate Chargebug and not too far from the inanimate Pyukumuku. Yeah, it's Cuta. I think the cores, are a really neat mechanic. Even though I think even just this normal form of it is neat looking too. We could put them both up there. Putting them both up there. And they're the same Pokemon though, so I don't want them particularly apart. I'm just gonna put them both here. Because what's cool about it is that it sheds this like outside layer and then becomes the core. I like. Oh, new Pokemon Snap also does these guys really cool. I really like them in that they're in the desert level. And yeah, it's cool. Just like a meteorite that has this little baby, little zany creature inside. It's neat. I fuck with it. Okay, the core 2002. Komala is also really good. I feel he's maybe around here. Now I'm thinking Dartrix is too high. Let's keep Brionne. I just hadn't looked back at those guys in a while. I still like you, Dart, but I think I like you maybe like around here. This looks way better to me, actually. He was a holdover there. I just never looked back at him because he was next to this one. Who's staying up around here? Let's actually put Kamala above. That's probably good for Kamala. Yeah, I actually did manage to get that one pixel, and I had to lab that one out. That one took me for fucking ever. I might have looked it up, actually. I may have had to look that one up. The Minior mission. But I remember it being very cool. It was very satisfying to get it. I've never used this one. I'm just thinking of what else is S if these like higher A guys aren't S. Because I do have a few I really like still. But do I have but so many that are? Yeah. Well, when we move the Hall of Famers up, we can maybe bump some into S tier. When we move the Hall of Famers up, we'll promote some. Yo, the K-Man roommate had a little Komala figure. Yeah, he has a cool ability. I think he's cool. I like his vibe. He's just a little koala kind of. But even though I like koalas and koalas are cute, to me he like he's just not much beyond a little koala. Except that I like that he carries his little log around with him. Yeah. Is Nightmare ghost? Or, I mean, psychic? I know Dream Eater is psychic, so that would affect him being normal. Is Nightmare also psychic? Can he use Sleep Talk normal? I would imagine, right? Okay. Or Snore, I mean. He probably learns that by level, right? I would imagine Komala, because I don't know anything about this Pokemon. I would imagine Komala learns those with level up, right? Okay. I think, you know what, actually? So, okay. Looking forward at the, looking forward at the Pokemon that are left here, I think there are 2 Pokemon on this tier list that I'm going to need to go to bat for. And the first of them is this guy. And by go to bat, I mean, like, not even that hard, because I think he's, like, low A for me, sort of. Maybe put him around. Let's see, do I like, maybe about here. Turtonator. I think he's really cool. He's like he looks like a soft-shelled turtle. And I like that they've got that, like, weird kind of, like, snout, like, long, snaky neck kind of thing. But he's also a landmine when you, he explodes, I guess, when you step on him. And he's Fire Dragon also. I think he's neat. He's like for even to myself, I think he's an underrated member of this cast of Pokemon. And if there was a game where there was one that was like right there, yeah, this rules, but not that much, kind of. He's like if I don't know. He's like if he was right in front of me, I would definitely use him, but I don't know if I would go out of my way necessarily to use him. And I think they keep making him fucking exclusive with, where is he? With this guy. But I like him. You can get him earlier than Drampa, right? Yeah, he's not as good as Torkoal, for sure. Who if you watched the Gen 3 tier list, you'll know was in the Vamer tier. I love him. Yeah, you get him like halfway through the 3rd island, and Drampa's not till like the very end of the game. I like him, though. He's funky. And sort of like kind of a Shiinotic way a little bit, even though Shiinotic's kind of cute, funky. He's kind of like tough, funky. Okay. Togedemaru I like fine. But he's not one of my favorite Pikachu clones. I still feel as though he's an A tier. I'll put him here, maybe. I mean, that's maybe a little mean. Let's put him, like, here. I like him. I just don't think about him that much. I think they peaked with Pachirisu. But I also like him less than Dedenne. I think I like him less than Emolga, too. But I don't like him less than this thing, though. Listen, maybe it's a little basic. But, come on, man. Mimikyu, I think I'll put, like... here. Mimikyu, I think, as a concept, totally works. I think the idea that it's like when they're like, it's a new Pikachu, but in this case, it's like the darkness beyond, like, behind the mascot appeal of Pikachu, almost, kind of. Where it's like a little creature that, like, wants love, so it tries to look like the object of love to people, but also the Pikachu that it resembles is also creepy in like a cute, creepy kind of way, which is perfect for a ghost Pokemon. Actually, I'm putting it here. Beware is really good. I'm leaving it here, but above Bile though. I just think it works. It works perfect, and the fact that it's like the fact that it's a monster void like dead zone inside there is great also. you know, what's to say? Everybody likes this guy. It's one of the most popular Pokemon from the gen. And I think for solid reason, because I think it's one of the best. You also will Xenoblade. Do I want to move any of these guys to B, though? Young Goose, I made such a case for you. No, we still have Ultra Beast left, Snack. Don't worry. Okay. Here's the other one I'm going to bat for. Bruxish. Hey, Bruxish, pretty fucking good, actually. Maybe, like, here. I'll keep Dartrix where he's at. I love Bruxish. If you've never seen a, what is it, a parrotfish? No. There's a type of reef fish that literally has teeth that look like this. I think dislike of Bruxish is a lack of awareness of cool fish and sea creatures. Because this thing is cool. Like, it's pretty fast. It has, like, good typing. It's got a good move pool. It has a weird flower thing on the top of its head. The real fish is sick. If you've ever seen, you know, again, it has the perfect, like, tropical, like, reef fish colors and aesthetic. And the big teeth coral chomper things that's also, like, this kind of revolting set of lips. It totally works for me. I love it. But only A tier, though. It's not like S or anything. But I think this is the most dogged on Pokemon from this gen, and wrongly so. I think it's neat. It's no Starmie, obviously, but what is, kind of. Okay. We're getting there, though. We're almost through to the Legendaries and the Ultra Beasts. Do we want to do the Alolan Pokemon before the Ultra Beasts? I kind of do. Let's finish the normal guys first, though. I just don't feel ready to budge on, like, the levy is not, it's not ready to burst on A tier for some reason for me. But it feels boring to put half of the entire roster into A. But I think that's where I'm putting Drampa. He's higher up, though. He's maybe, like, here. I think he's neat. I don't know. He's weird looking, but also in a cool way. He's kind of got the, like Chinese or Japanese dragon vibe. The much more snake-like kind of dragon. And the clouds are sort of like this, but also he's like an old man, so it's also kind of like his old white hair. I really like him. But I don't have too much to really say about him. I just think he looks cool. So because of that, do I want to move him down at all? Maybe he's more like here. But that's not too far to move. He's solid. I'd like to use him if I were I given the chance. Okay. I think Zebra really likes these guys. I am not a huge fan of these guys. I think these are sort of some of the weakest pseudo legendaries to me. Let me put them. They're not D, I don't think, but let me put them here so I can figure out where I want to put them. Oh, we forgot Delmise. I'll go back for Delmise. This one is called. All right, I can do this. This one is Jangmo-O. I actually think I like him the most. I'm gonna put Jangmo-O like here, maybe. They all might kind of inhabit. Oh, this is B tier. Okay. Como-O can be in B. Move Crabominable to the bottom of B. Como-O can be like here. And then Hakamo-O, I like, whatever, man. I put him at the top of C, I guess. Yeah, they're better than Baxcalibur, I think, for sure. But Baxcalibur, I think, art is D tier. I really don't like Baxcalibur at all, or any of that line. And these guys, are fine at least. I think they're okay. Again, if these, I mean, it's a pseudo legendary, so obviously it's gonna be rare. But if I ran into a Jangmo-O or something early into a game, I'd be like, yep, I'm 100% down, like in a Nuzlocke or something. If I was forced to use this, I would be so in. And it could be fun to just use in a run sometime. Maybe I would like it more. But my dislike is that I just think they're so busy. Especially Komo, even though I still kind of like him more than this guy. The really abundant clanging things or whatever these are, like, I don't know what you call these, but they make sound is what it's supposed to be like. They just don't do it for me as much as a design because there's just so fucking many of them on this thing. That's my big gripe against it, kind of. I really like the pseudos from Gen 8. I like those more than the Goodra. Well, no, I don't. I like Dragapult about as much as I like Sliggoo and Goomy. And I really don't like Goodra, so I like Goodra less than those guys. But Sliggoo and Goomy are better than Dragapult. But he's around that. I think he's really cool. Dreepy, I think, is cute too. The middle form of that one is very transitional. Did I say I didn't like Goodra at all? Goodra's fine. I don't like Goodra that much though. Its predecessors though I do like. I think they're solid. Okay. All right, Delmise, he's probably about a B also. I think I like him more than C though. He's kind of cool. I actually don't even think I really like the Hisui and Goodra either. I think the big shell is like obtrusive. The big shell sticks out too much to me, kinda. I like that they went more on the snail vibe with the Hisuian one. Maybe I didn't use it, so I didn't see it like in action too much, but the shell I think is too big. Okay. I'm actually putting him lower. Is he C maybe? I think he's kind of cool. I'll put him in C. You know what? I'm putting him in C and I'm moving Wishy-Washy back up to B. I'm so wishy-washy on him. Delmise is cool, but like, I don't know. Do I like it? Not really. I think it's fine. Okay. Let's do the Alolan forms now, and then we'll do the legendaries and the Ultra Beasts after. And Melmetal, not Boy Pokemon Go. He's not an Ultra Beast, right? Is he? No, right? This guy's not, obviously. He's just a guy. Meltan is this one, right? Not Boy Pokemon Go. Okay. All right, the Alolans. Some of these are really strong, and some of these are not. Let's start with Rattata. I had an Alolan Raticate whose name was Bernie Scampers in a Nuzlocke. And I specifically remember Bernie Scampers died to an ace trainer guy who had a pincer who almost wiped the whole team. He had this pincer. It was on that route up to the like power plant area where you can get Turtonator and all that on the third island. And I was so upset that I lost Bernie Scampers. His real name was Burn Scamp because I didn't have enough characters, but it stood for Bernie Scampers. That said, the Rattata is like, does he really? This is just the same art even for Rattata, just black. Not that cool. And then the Raticate I kind of like. I'm gonna put him maybe towards the top of B. I like his big cheeks. Let's put the ones I also don't like as much. This one, I really want to like the Alolan version. Cause I want to be, the contrary kinda. But I don't really like it. It's kind of stupid looking. I like the Alolan Meowth though. I'm gonna put this one maybe right here next to Jangmo. What is this music? This is not real. Comb approaching. Yeah, I think we got a better one the next gen. I get liking it. I just don't like it. All right, the other ones I don't really like. Listen, I think on the Gen 1 tier list, I stood up for Geodude and Gravule. They're not worse than these though. But these are, I just think these are sort of not even, they're like just kind of lazy almost. I don't think they really even feel changed. They're kind of cool typing, and I like this one a little bit more. I'll put him here maybe. But I think of the Alolan Geodude line the least of any of the Alolan forms of this game. And it's, again, it's like, if I already like the Pokemon, it's hard for me to really think about it. But I think for a lot of these guys, the big factor is how much are they different and how much I like what's changed. So I'm going to put the Diglett with the little hair, maybe like towards the bottom of B. He's looking very dapper, I will say. But he really is just Diglett with little hair. All right, and then Alolan Dugtrio is obviously funny. But I don't even know if he's funny enough to escape B for me. But I do like his hair. I'm gonna put him here. I think he's like gimmick funny, kinda. Where they just kind of slap wigs on a Gen 1 Pokemon. But the Gen 1 Pokemon they picked to slap wigs on is a funny one. And I like the concept behind the like magnetic hair or whatever it is that he's got on him. And ground steel, I think, right? That's kind of cool. Okay. Speaking of steel, let's talk about these guys. This one I love. I might love him like... Let's figure it out. Here? No. Here, maybe? I already like Sandshrew as one of the cutest cutie boys of all time to me. He's baby of all time. He's one of the babies forever. One of my forever babies, kinda. And I think this one is even more baby. I think I don't remember where I had Sandshrew. I don't remember where I had Sandshrew necessarily on the Gen 1 tier list, but if I had this one higher, I'm not even like necessarily, I wouldn't be surprised because he's just such a little, I know he's supposed to be cold, but he looks so huggable. He looks like he's wearing a puff jacket. I really love him. And this one I think is cool too, but I think he's more kind of fine. Sandslash. He's not a B for sure. He's maybe like here. Okay, next, let's do the other ice guys. These are good, but not. I think of the ones that'll get me shot by Naf and Isaac, I think it's these for this gen because I think they're both A. I think I like them more than Sandslash, less than Sandshrew. And I like the Alolan Ninetales more than the Alolan Vulpix. I'm gonna put this one like, it's cool. I'm gonna put it like here. And then Vulpix can be, I'll put it above Litten, I guess. The thing I don't like about Vulpix is it's just white Vulpix to me, kinda. It's neat. I like the ice. Like, it was fire before and it's ice now. But at the end of the day, to me, he just looks like white Vulpix. But white Vulpix, you could be doing a lot worse than white Vulpix. And Alolan Ninetales is cool. I like the sort of like spooky ice thing, kind of. I think I like regular Ninetales more. I think I just like the normal Vulpix, classic Vulpix line more. But I think I had them both in A also. I might have had Ninetales in S. But I think I had them probably around here in the original ranking too. Okay. Yeah, Alolan Rapidash should have followed the same trend. Because Alolan Ponyta is the Alolan Vulpix of its game for sure. But Alolan Galarian, I mean. Galarian Ponyta is the Vulpix of its game. But Galarian Rapidash is not. You are not him. That Pokemon I don't like. Oh, I skipped. What was it? What are you saying, Kingo? Oh, I'm leaving the ones I like the most for last. We're going up. Don't worry. We're going up. But actually, Grimer I don't like as much maybe as some of these. He's maybe like in the higher B2. I like his teeth, but other than that, he's fine. Let's see, who's next? Probably, I call this thing Longo Bongo because I had one in my Nuzlocke that I was doing to this game. That failed, by the way. I lost that Nuzlocke called Longo Bongo. I'm putting Longo Bongo like... I think he's really funny. He might be like with these guys. I don't know. He's just a long man. I think he's great. I like that you can't even see him. Like when you're in the battle with him, he's too tall. You can't even see his face. He's funny. I don't like of the really funny Pokemon, like, or like the gimmick gag ones. I don't think I would say he's my number one favorite of all time of the silly ones, but the bit works for me. I think he's cool, and I like that he's Dragon type too. Okay, these are the ones I like the most. Yo, Pokemon music. Let's get the easy one out of the way. This one's S. Better than here maybe. Alolan Raichu, great. I actually think I like it more than normal Raichu even. I like everything about him. And I love normal Raichu also. I'm sure I had him in S tier in the Gen 1 ranking. I don't think he was as high as this guy though. I think they did it perfect though. They have the whole pancake syrup weird like angle there. Is great in that it also this thing looks like the syrup version of Raichu. It looks like pancake Raichu. With like these kind of like fluffier ears. These almost give me like a Cardcaptor Sakura kind of vibe. And the kind of syrupy color palette, and then the tail surfing thing is awesome. And the fact that he's electric psychic is awesome. He's so cool. Great idea. I'm glad there's not an Alolan Pikachu, even though I love Pikachu, you guys know. I'm glad there's not an Alolan Pikachu also, because I think that would take away from Alolan Raichu. But I really love that the first time there was ever a regional variant, we got this one, and that we haven't gotten like a variant of Raichu or Pikachu since. Because I don't think we need that. But Raichu definitely deserved a win, and so I'm glad he got such a good win with this one. Okay, I think these guys are also both S for me. The Alolan Muck I love. I think he's maybe the lower of them. He might actually be like right here, like towards the bottom of S. Again, this is another one that was on that Ultra Moon team that that was again one of my favorite teams of all time. He beat Ultra Necrozma from what I remember. He was the final. I think he toxiced him, and Poison stalled him out. He was the last bastion of defense against Ultra Necrozma, and I finally beat him with Muck. And I just think he's awesome. I like that Muck. They made Muck good in this, not just like, you know, more playable, but like they made him like one of the good guys. Even though he is like a scary sludge monster still, he eats the garbage and then purifies the garbage and helps the land, and I think that's awesome. They did the same thing with Weezing in Gen 8, which I also love. That's one of my favorite Pokemon from that game. But I really like redemption for like the Team Rocket Pokemon that these games have done, and I think he's probably my favorite of one of those, like redemption of the bad guys kind of. But I think the colors work too, and I like the like crystal teeth kind of thing too. And then this guy obviously is so fucking cool looking. I'm gonna put him like maybe right next to Mimikyu right here. What's not to like? Fire dancing ghost Marowak thing. Marowak was already cool. I like that they leaned into the ghost angle because Marowak already had a ghost angle to it, but it wasn't ghost type. So it seems like a no-brainer, and I'm glad they like realized that and went right in on it. And it's raw. The blue flames really make it. If these were red, wouldn't be as good. The fact that they're like this teal blue, they're now he's cool. They nailed it. They got the one thing right, which was the color of this fire. If it was red fire, it would not be nearly as cool looking. But I would probably still think it was raw. Okay. There's the Alolan forms out of the way. Do you guys think they're the best set of regional variants? I might think that they are, even though I like the Gen 8 ones too, for the most part. I think that because this was new, yeah, the Galar ones are strong. Yo, Cortez, that's raw. I think the best ones are the best of them to me though. Even the ones I like don't necessarily like S tier level like this, and even this one, and even this one. I think they're and Executor. I think they're all really good, except for the Graveler guys, But I'd need to see the Gen 8 ones in a row. From off the top of my head, I'm remembering like Ponyta and Mr. Rhyme and Berserker. Then Galar started doing the ones where the Zigzagoon. Galar started doing the ones where they evolve into different Pokemon, which I don't know if that's controversial or not. I think it's kind of cool, but I could also get like not liking it as much. Okay. Cursula is good too. And Runerigus. The Sacred Texts! We'll get to that game. Maybe we'll do it. I probably want to do another one of these after Danganronpa, so maybe we'll do it soon. We'll get this out of the way so we don't have to get stuck for 3 hours on Pokemon every time. Not that I don't have fun doing it. Okay. Oh, and it's Surfetched. Yeah, the Galarian ones are good. We'll get there. We'll see. Okay. These guys are... I really like these. I'm gonna put my two favorites first. Now, are these S or are they A? I think I'm gonna put one of them in S and one of them in A. Tapu Koko, I think, is awesome. He's the main, like, the sort of the story one of Gen 7. He's definitely the most prominent one. But I love him. I think he's cool. I like what I like about the Tapus is their little tribal things, appendages, whatever you call these things. I like when they like make a thing, and his is like a big chicken head kinda. His hands turn into like the beak, and then the top of his head is like the comb that kind of sticks out the top of this. So I think that's cool. He's neat. The one I like the most is Lele. Who I'm putting in the S tier. Is this? I thought this was Shenmue for a moment. Just because of the instrument, I suppose. Lele, she's probably maybe lower for me. Lele is adorable. she's got a... I think she's... I don't know what about her wants to say that she's got like a Dua vibe, kind of. But I like her little, like... that she's floating around. Like I think that the creature of this one I think is the most appealing looking to me. I like the hair. I like that she's sticking out of this weird basket thing. Cute. And then Bulu and Feeny I don't like as much. I think I maybe like Feeny the least. Feeny might be like lower A. And we'll put Bulu right around that. Bulu can be like... I can put them right next to each other, actually. Put Shenmue in Nintendo Radio. You can't... Can you play Shenmue on Switch? You probably can, right? I get Feeny... Like, I get the Feeny-like that I'm seeing in the chat. Feeny's got the... kind of the darker sort of vibe more. She's sort of got the cool... like, the cool beauty, whereas this is sort of the cute one. And she turns into, like, a cool swordfish... thing when her little thing closes, but I don't know. She doesn't appeal to me as much. And then Blue, I like that he's the most animalistic one of them for sure. But I think that's neat too, and I like his little hoof hands. But I think these guys are like of the legendaries. I think we're doing pretty good here. These are some of my favorite they're not the legendary trio, but for this game they sort of are. And I think they're among my favorites of the Pokemon that are like that, like in the group legendaries kind of. Okay, yeah, bring him back. Why not? Nebby, I love. Let's put Cosmog, right? Is what and no one will ever call this thing fucking Cosmog. It's Nebby. Nebby's maybe here. Adorable in the story. Just a little flaney Pokemon, kinda. A little rambunctious rapscallion. And I think it's otherwise I like it too. I mean, actually, I think the thing I like most about this is its role in the story, which I can't say for any other Pokemon that's ever existed. So I think I'm gonna take that into consideration and put it at the bottom of S because of that. But I think it's for that purpose, for that like kind of sentimental element to it, I'm gonna keep it an S still. Cosmoem. This one is Shisinga. But this one doesn't appeal to me that much. I'm gonna put it in B though, because I don't dislike it. Put it next to the Diglett with hair. Put them below Crabominable. And this, or above, I mean. And this guy. Sorry, Crabominable, and this guy. He's even worse. You guys actually should move well up, I think. We'll put you next to Palossand. Put this one down here. That looks better. Cosmoem is like a little Shisinga, but other than that, Cosmoem is it's one of the heaviest Pokemon of all time. But other than that, it really isn't anything to me, kinda. And it's not in the game for long at all. Okay, and Solgaleo and Lunala, I also like a lot. Let's move them to A, but I don't know where they're gonna go. And we might actually move. I don't want to move Hilb down into B though. Hilb is too good. And I don't want to move this little guy. I'm just thinking about kind of spreading it out a little more. Let's move Coco up. Steenie can stay in A. These guys have let's play it. These guys have a banging theme. What I really love about this theme, I don't know if this is like that liked one, but I am obsessed with the mix of kind of like the theme of this has like this cool vibe where these guys are very kind of futuristic looking, so it has this cool like electronic vibe. You can tell I've already listened to this at some point. It has this electronic vibe, but it also has these really like heavy like beating drums, which make me think of like an island kind of song like thing. And I think the mix of that is really cool for like it perfectly complements these two Pokemon. I really like it. That might be too loud though. Barely hear it? Okay, we'll make it bigger. Louder, I mean. Okay, now, but the thing is, then it plays too loud in my ears. There's never a good way to, there's never a good mix. Okay. What am I gonna do with them though? I actually don't even know which one I like more. Yeah, this is a legendary evolution line. It's pretty cool. I think they're both pretty high for me. I think a lot of people like Lunala more. I actually think I like Solgaleo more. This might actually be close to the spot. I might have them right next to each other too, actually. Do I like them more than the tree? This might be exactly where I want them. They're in the top cut for A, but I don't think they're exactly in the S cut either. I think they're both cool though. I like, this is kind of silly, but So there is the I think the only time that Pokemon, like the story or plot of Pokemon, has ever like truly emotionally moved me is the bit where Lily says goodbye to Solgaleo and Lunala after like the legendary like event kind of the game. And it plays this really, really great version of the like Lily theme that like really gets me like kind of, it really gets me like in a truly like kind of choked up place. And then it all is worth it. It all comes back around at the end of the game, at the end of the credits, where the credits are showing you like all these little pictures. And the last picture at the very end of the credits is like Lily with her like head pressed up against the legendary's head. Like they're like sharing like a moment together kinda. And I think that looks better with Solgaleo, and that's why I like Solgaleo more. That is the whole reasoning for this one being higher than this one. I think it looks more natural that she's like hugging Solgaleo and like touching her forehead to his. And I think it looks better than Lunala. That's the whole difference between them to me. But other than that, I just think they're solid. I think they're good. Okay, what were we on? Pokemon Radio. Nintendo Radio. Yo! And yet, all mariachi. But I really like them. I think that they're up there. Some of the better box legendaries, I think, to me. I also really like speaking about not being a big wolf guy, I actually really like the wolves from the next game too. And I like fucking, I guess, whatever it's called. I think I actually like the box legendaries more as we've gone forward, kinda. I think we dropped off with Gen 4 and 5 to me. And since then they've been getting better. Even though Yveltal's stupid. Xerneas is cool. Yeah, maybe they're all kind of cool. Yeah, I guess I think that that thing is awesome. Okay. Now it's Beast time, baby. Beast Mariachi. I don't know if I want to rank the Necrozma forms. I'll rank Ultra Necrozma and regular Necrozma, but these guys are like, these guys like basically don't exist to me, kinda. What are they called? Dawn Wings and Dusk Wings or something? Yeah, I really don't like Xerneas or no, not Xerneas. What are they called? Zekrom and Reshiram. I really don't like those guys. And then the Gen 4 guys are like, they're like kind of cool, but I don't know. I think they've gotten better to me. Okay. How do we, okay, where are the, move the Ultra Beasts all together. I don't care which ones came later. You can go up to, you're not an Ultra Beast, right? This thing is so fucking weird. All right. The ones that I don't like. Buzzwole. I guess I'll put him here, maybe. I think Buzzwole is bad. Yeah, you mean because like one of his wings is behind his head, Will? It's too loud for me. In my ears. I don't care if it's too, I mean, yeah, he's kind of funny, but I just don't like him. Buzzwole went woke. Yeah, well, he has a horn on his head. Oh, there's like another thing on like the back of his head, maybe? Is that what you're saying? I can see how it could, just thinking about what he looks like, I could see how the perspective would be weird there. Okay. Alright, who else don't I really like? Yeah, Two Horns would have been raw. I'm with Kid Will on that one. Kid Will imagination was cooking. Do I really like any of these guys that much, Snack? These guys, sorry, Monkey, these guys might fill out the C tier. There's a couple of them I really like. SnackAttack8, not one of them. I'll give him his dues. Maybe he's here. Let's maybe grapple some other ones to SnackAttack8. I actually don't really like Guzzlord either. I know he has that hilarious scream thing in the anime, but whatever, man. Yes, SnackAttack8. Nihiligo is fine. This is the one that was, so the first Ultra Beasts they showed, from what I remember, were this, Buzzwole, this one, and this one. And there was a big theory at the time that the Pokemon characters were going to turn into the Ultra Beasts. And I was a subscriber of this theory as well, because this one looks like Lily, this one looks like Lusamine, and this one looks like Guzma, I think. And I think a lot of people thought that Buzzwole was Gladeon, which that was the big stretch for sure. That was the big stretch. But it was a believable theory, I think, at the time. And I do think, like, part of it does track, because I think Lusamine who wants to, like, get to the Ultra Beasts, I think it's believable that she sort of fashioned herself after Pheromosa, and the same with Lily. And that adds a cool, like, an interesting element to the kind of, like, messed upness of the relationship with her and Lily, I think, that did she dress Lily to look like this jellyfish Pokemon? The true object of her desire? I think there's something there. I think they're in the design document of the characters in the game. I think that has to be, like, there's a reason for that. So I think that's cool, but before the game came out, we thought they were going to turn into Pokemon. Pheromosa, I like maybe into B. This one's kind of cool. And I think I'm going to put this thing is so crazy, Blacephalon, but I'm going to put it bottom of B, I guess. Pheromosa's probably not much higher. She's sort of a word I wouldn't maybe say on stream. But if you were to describe something with an adjective, like a inappropriate word that has a Y on the end of it, she's serving that, whatever that is. And I think that's kind of funny. I kind of like her. She's serving something. You guys know what it is. Okay. Oh, and Naganadel. I'll put this one in C. Yo. This is Hat in Time, I think. No, is it? No, this is not. I think every time I hear this, I think it's Hat in Time, though. This has come up a lot on here. It sounds like a Hat in Time song. Everybody hat, please. Yeah, it better not be a insect when I get there. Okay, these are the better ones for sure. But even actually Kartana, I think I don't really like that much. This one was popular in VGC. Kartana can be... Actually, I think I like it even less than... Well, Origami. I'm putting it in C tier. The Super Mario Bros. 2 Clock Tower, yo. I don't think it is. It doesn't sound like the Clock Tower song from, or the song from the Clock Tower level from Monkey Ball 2. But I guess it says Super Monkey Ball 2. Maybe it's all new music? It doesn't sound like a remix to me, but I also haven't heard that song in a long time. Okay, these are the best ones, though. Let's put Poipole up, who's probably like a lower A for me. I think he's cute. He looks rambunctious. He looks like he's up to no good. Maybe like here. Poipole is a cute, yeah, good name for sure. Cute little alien, yeah, dubious little creature. I like it. And I think I actually like Xurkitree less. I'm gonna put Xurkitree in B tier though. Let's put him here. He's funky. I think he's interesting looking to me. Very alien still, which a lot of the Ultra Beasts are. They don't really look like animals, which is why I think a lot of people don't really like them, including myself, really that much. But he's got some personality, I think, despite the fact that he doesn't have a face. And then this one I like the most. I'm putting this one in A. Celesteela. She's maybe... like here. Celesteela, I think, is really cool. Or very, you know, very solid as a design. Actually, I might like her. Let's put her next to these guys. I guess I want to call her a she, but it's because she's like a Princess Kaguya, right? Like the girl in the bamboo stalk. But also she sort of looks like a spaceship. But also Princess Kaguya is associated with like the moon and stuff like that. And so it all ties together in this really neat kind of regal-looking bamboo spaceship creature, alien creature design that I think is really strong. I think it's really good. Okay. And I think that's a popular opinion. I think that this is probably the most liked Pokemon of the Ultra Beasts. Yeah, Moon Princess and a Rocket. Yeah, Kaguya mentioned. Okay, we're skipping these. Necrozma is it's worse than Buzzwole. I don't like him. Ultra Necrozma, I'll give some points for being the final boss of Pokemon. Being a JRPG monster boss has some merit, I think. But we'll just stick him there, I guess. I think the battle with him is neat, and I really like his boss theme, which we can play, I guess. Let's play it. Even though Ultra Necrozma's boss... Actually, is that a spoiler? Do you guys care about the plot of... It's like a final boss theme. Gee, no one cares about it, right? I'm playing it. Actually, I've got a better idea. Let's just play this. No! I've got an even better idea. We're saving that. We are going to play this. We'll play this for the... play this for the mythicals. This is kind of the same song as the legendary one. It has the same like melody line, but it's really cool. I love that they did this. They went all out on this. This shit is not easy to beat. You need to come up with strats for that shit. Yeah, Ultra Necrozma's cool. Okay. But not that. I don't like him like I like a Pokemon. I like him as though he's like a boss monster. Alright, this one I don't like. This is Magearna. Putting this one... It's better than... put it at the top of D, maybe. Or maybe bottom of C. It's kind of cute. I'm moving Kartana to D. Sorry, Kartana. Let's put Magearna, like, here. Yeah, we can put it above Golem. Next to SnackAttack8. I like this part. This cool, like, organ, electric organ thing. Okay, let's put the other ones that I don't like of the mythicals down. I don't like this guy either. He's also a furry thing. I don't know if he's a D, though. Like, keep him at it. I'm gonna move some of these guys to D. I'm moving Grublin up. Maybe this is better. I'd do Piter in D. I don't really like him. Zero Aura is... He's, like, okay, I guess. Put him around here. Here, maybe. I suppose he's cool, but not to me. I'm sure some 7-year-old out there really loved him when this game came out and thought he was the coolest. But that wasn't me. I was in my 20s. All right, Metal. I also don't really like. He kind of looks like he's going though. I'm gonna put him maybe here. He looks like he's on the fucking move. Like Metal looks like he's wide Nut Boy. But Nut Boy Pokemon Go I actually do like. I'll maybe give him like a lower A appraisal. How about here for Nut Boy Pokemon Go? Yeah, he's pretty good. Do I want to move Metal? I'll put him here. Yeah, I like Nut Boy. But I don't, like, love him. But again, expect me to form attachments to mythical Pokemon because, I don't know, when do you ever get them? But this guy, Marshadow, is the best of them. I'm just going to put this Marshadow on the list because he looks cooler. And I will put him, like, I think I like him more than Nut Boy Pokemon Go. I might like him around here. Yeah, he is cute and better than most of the mythical Pokemon. But again, I just like the ones that are just a little sprite like thing like this are never gonna be my favorite Pokemon of the gen. Actually, I think I'm gonna put him right next to the Nut Boy, but above. Okay. But what, he's ghost fighting or something? I feel like he has some cool things that I don't even know about. But he's not better than. I mean, this is giving Kingo a lot, but I think Victini is my favorite of them. Do I like Victini more than or less than any of the other ones? I think maybe Mew I like more than Victini. I don't remember where I put Mew on Gen 1. I think I might have put it in B, but that maybe was a little harsh. Oh, Shaman is good too. They're the better ones. Jirachi, no. Celebi, no. When we get to Gen 8, Zarude, Ra. I'm just kidding. Zarude probably won't be that high. Hoopa? Hoopa's kind of cute. Did I put Hoopa high? I don't. Deontay, no, I don't like. Was there one in Gen 9? Ogerpon? No, right? Ogerpon is good, you guys. Pokedoku has made me an Ogerpon fan. Oh, yeah, Meloetta I also don't like. Oh, yeah, I actually think I know the one from Gen 9. All right, let's cap this off, and let's do something else. Because why did it take so long? They always do. Sun and Moon. The song's raw. Look at them. Highest quality. I know I'm playing Pokelly. I know we're watching the ads. I don't give a fuck. It's right here.
We're here to help you do you. Discover Vanguard Advice.
I love how much you can see that I've listened through all of these. Rah, 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 rah. Oops. It's probably too quiet. Let me make it louder for you guys. Yeah, this intro is so fucking hard. Okay, let's make the top. And for the Hall of Famers for this, let's make it this kind of purpley moon color. I mean, we've also got the sun, but it's, it would be like this. This is better. Remember how we do this? Remember we used to do these, you guys? Okay. We're at least looking like this, I think. And you know what? I think Steenie is so good, but I think I'm gonna move these two to S. Bounce Sweet, I think can't be beat. Can't be B. We can move Young Goose to the bottom of A, but I feel so strongly about him being like low A still. It might just look like this. It might just be a really big A tier. Yeah, we're doing Scarlet Violet here. Do I want Incineroar in the Vamers? I don't know. I might actually move Mimikyu or someone up above him. That? I think I've had Mimikyu a little too low. I almost even want to put Beware higher. We could put Beware at the top of S. These guys don't necessarily need to stay with each other. And again, none of this matters that much. I actually think this is pretty good. Looking at this, I'm kind of liking it. I'm actually kind of fucking with this. Mimikyu, I think, works in Famers. I really like Mimikyu. I definitely felt myself light up when I was talking about it. I just think I just kind of stuck it up here and I finished talking about it and then I went back. Yeah, playing the theme of just bam, 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 bam. Yeah, I think this works for me. Yeah, there's definitely a lower D and lower C end, and high big A, but that's because I really like the designs from this gen. I think they're overall really good. I think I like them more than the last couple gens of in the series before this one, actually. Yeah, looking it through now, you guys. There might be some stuff that's sort of out of place, but not a ton, I would say. Zebrag Rave. Log in. Okay, Pokemon, yay! We did it, we did another one finally. Again, it's been so long. It's been for fucking ever. I literally think it was last October. Over a year it's been. We're Positive Boss. Nav's got the right idea. All right, you guys, we have choices now. I'm going back to the homie. The homie. Oh, and we're back on Earthbound, another Mother game. Mother is always here. Mother isn't here now. But Mother is here now, get it? Kazuichi Soda tier list. We're not doing soda. We don't have time. This took so long, 2.5 hours. You know what? I'm gonna be the bad. Someone's got to be the bad guy sometimes. Sometimes you have to be the parent, the mean dad. I'm saying if Soda's gonna have to wait till next time. This is too loud in my ear. I like this song though. It's maybe just a little dinkly because it's a Game Boy song. Yeah, we need a break from. He's too everywhere. He's too everywhere these days. Hey, I had a great time doing this though. Looking back at them, I really love these guys. It makes me want to play the game again. Even though, like Zebra said, and I do, to a degree, I do give him this point. It is a little harder to get back into these games than some of the other ones for sure. All right, guys, I have a bunch of tier lists on the ideas here. There's a bunch of tier lists we have come up with the idea for on other streams and stuff that we have not done yet. One I definitely want to do that I think I could knock out really quick is the Colossi from Shadow of the Colossus, which we played at the beginning of the year. I really think I want to get that one done. Yeah, no one would get bodied harder than Zebra at that game. We're gonna rank the Colossi. We didn't do it, K-Man. We didn't do that. We said we were gonna, and the other one we said we were gonna do that we never did was the Rage comic faces. And then I think something Christmassy at the end could be fun. But if you guys aren't into it, I totally would do Christmas songs, but if you, that's the one I want to do, but if you guys don't care about that, we don't have to do that. I just think it would be fun to do, a Christmas spirit. I disagree. I think some Christmas songs are great. But it also could be funny because some of them are bad. Let's keep working for now, though. Is this even? I don't even know if this is a. I bet it is though.
I don't even know if this is a tier list, but I bet it is. We're finding it right now. God, there's so many ads. Oh yeah, baby, this is what I wanted. Does this have this is what I wanted. No, that's the thing. We didn't do it. No, we talked about it, but we never did it. Because we haven't done a tier list night since over a year ago. Yeah, I'll link it. We talked about it, we didn't do it. I think for merit of this, I'm keeping we're making this F tier. And I think this is gonna be like C is gonna be yeah, this one's pretty good. Yours is partially filled out. Did you already start doing it, Zebra? Do we think there's a better one? I don't see any other ones. It's gotta be this. It's gotta be this. This is the one. How does this look on the stream? Oh, fucking awful. Oh, cool. Well, we got what is this? Zales, Jared, the wraparound Jared ad. Can I close this? Oh, go fuck yourself. Yeah, it must have been when we talked about it. God, I don't like any of them. I really hate all of them. All right, we're doing it though. We talked about this. Yo, Will. Okay. It's gonna be such a bottom-loaded list. Do I think any of them are even S? Just looking at them now. Okay, Snack. If you're gonna do it, you gotta get going and do it. Where's Clueless? Is Clueless a Rage comic or is it a Wojak actually? I think that may be out of the genre of this, cause like these are definitely like if you were on Reddit or something in like 2010, you knew, like, you saw all these everywhere. Clueless must not be one. That just must be like its own Rage comic-esque thing. All right, do we want to go worst to best? Or do I want to pick my best ones? I mean, okay. This isn't that bad. Let's pick the bests. He Will Never Be Ballin'. It's an easy S tier, I think. I like that this is still relevant as a meme, because it's still funny, I think. Serial guy, like, he's got power. He's got a staying power for sure. We think about some other ones that I might like as an S or even an A. Or we could go for the worst ones. They all suck so bad. You know what? At least an A is okay. This one is at least A. This one's pretty fucking funny. Okay. That one's good. Yeah, the celebrity ones. You got the Obama one. The Nick Cage one. Yeah, these are all annoying, actually. This one pisses me off. I'm gonna put the Picard one a little bit higher. Obama not bad, maybe a little better, but this one, no. The Freddie Mercury one, no. Jackie Chan, no. This guy, no. Oh god, I looked at a bunch of other ones I fucking hate. Let's order these though. This one maybe maybe better. This one's actually kind of funny. We'll put Freddie at the top. This one I fucking hate. Is this supposed to be Nick Cage? I think it is, right? God, they speak to such an era. They speak to such an era. You think Jackie Chan? Jackie Chan is pretty funny. I'll put him in C, maybe. Again, these are gonna be very bottom loaded. Yeah, and you know what? I agree. This Picard one, I like, when I looked at it, I was like, I think I've seen this, but I think I may just recognize it as just a picture, like as a Picard. I'm gonna put the Freddie Mercury one up a little bit, actually. These feel like they're kind of together to me, where they're like positive celebrity guy. Yeah, I guess you're right. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. The bar. Oh, that's this one. Yeah. This one's also bad. True story. I didn't even recognize it as Barney, but I now see it as him. I really don't. This one fucking sucks. I don't like that one at all. Okay. Yeah, this is Will's time. This is Will was on the internet when you would have thought these were funny. Okay. Who else don't we like? The Basement Dweller. He's sort of a celebrity also. The Butthurt Dweller. I hate you, don't say. We'll put Dweller like here. No. Let's see. I love Zebra. Some of the most iconic ones we'll get to later on, I feel like. Some of these are like C tier ones. Like this one is just sort of C. This is no. No. What else is just a this one's better than C. This one too. Maybe this one's kind of funny. This one's like nothing. I kind of like this, the like determined one. This is when he's like going into battle for some bullshit. Okay, this guy I fucking hate, actually. I've seen way too many like avatars on YouTube of like a character put over this guy that were the most annoying people's comments I've ever had to read. So this guy sucks. I hate him. I've seen him way too many times, and I don't like him at all. Yeah, I think he is. Okay, man. He's on here. He looks like he's in Rage comic form, kind of. But I don't... Can I think about, like, seeing him in, like, 1,000 Rage comics like some of these other guys? No. And also, I feel the same way about this one, who I also am thinking is sort of fake. I don't know if I really recognize him. The sad crying Rage comic guy. The crying Rage comic guy is this guy. Who's better, at least. He's actually sort of kind of like the hubris of him. I don't remember what this guy... yeah, Hero Put One Riff _sex. Yo. This is raw. This is a good... Have anyone ever listened to this whole album fully through? This is a good-ass album, actually. Oh, this must be a different... Oh, I guess maybe not, because... It's got the Great Ace Attorney guys, but those came out, you know, a long time ago in Japan. I think this one is like half orchestra, half... Maybe that's a different one. That's half orchestra, half, like, jazz. I don't know. There's some good Ace Attorney remixes out there, all I'm saying. Yeah, the jazz album is the one I'm thinking of, maybe then. You Hate Forever Alone? That's what he's called. I kind of like him. I think I'm going to put him in the A tier. All right. Who was the one I was saying? This guy. This guy's pretty good. I'm thinking he's A. He's not like... Is he challenge? No, this is challenge accepted. I don't remember which one this is supposed to portray, but I think he's funny, kind of. Because he's not, like, angry. He's, like, preparing for battle. This one's, like, determined. We'll also, like, for the A tier, we can put this, the smiling one. What am I supposed to do with troll face? Are we maybe being a little too nice? Trollface is... The thing about him is that he's so memorable. He is the face of this genre. You know? But what he represents is, again, the most annoying people of all time. So it's like... It's hard to know. Like, it's hard for me to... I might put him in B. What if he was the only B? Is he the most iconic one? Absolutely. But is he... Do I fucking hate him? Do I like looking at him? No. Yeah, maybe he's A. Okay, I'm gonna put another. This might be a little bit of a controversial one, but for the sheer artistry, I think this one is good. Now, again, all of these I have seen to portray the least funny thing I've ever seen in my entire life, and this one is included as well. But this one is, like, artistically impressive to a degree. So I might put him here. We might move Forever Alone down. This is going to be one of the ones where you're going to have to watch it to know the opinion. All right. Well, this one has, though, Kingo. That's why he's S. This one has been used in a genuinely funny way, I think. Okay, let's put some of the other ones I really don't like. Is it time, I think? I think it's time for Me Gusta. I feel like Will's gonna fight me on this one. Me Gusta, this is not good. But he is funny looking. I don't know what to do with him, because he expresses the worst emotion of all of these. But he is funny looking. Do I think he's D? I think he might be like top of D. Yeah, it's and sexual and always in a creepy or gross way. That is the point of Me Gusta, is to like make like a pedophile joke or like a you know, a sexual assault joke or like that's the only way I ever saw him used. It's not good. All right. Who else do we fucking hate? Or we'll put him in D. I'm putting Fap. It's C tier though. I really hate this guy, but it's kind of funny. It's kind of. Let's put him in B actually. Maybe he'll be the lone B. I like the idea of there being a lone B. Fap is like, and then, but you know what? There's also one that's like Le Girl, like Le She or whatever, but she's schlicking. Do you guys know about that? There's a girl version, yeah, Derpina, that's right. There's a girl version of Derpina where she's schlick. That's not on here. And yeah, I was sort of saving her, but Derpina's pretty good. She's Snack. You cannot call her cuta. She's kind of cuta. Maybe we'll put. I feel pretty good about all these guys actually. I'm keeping her below Forever Alone though. She's so. Will, shut up. She's so she. She's too bad. She's better than like. Is it just Derp? Is that this guy? Is that what he's called? I don't remember. But like Lemmy is like what you'd refer to yourself as in a Rage comic. Okay. Other ones that are bad. The Uwu guy is alright. I'll put him, like, here, maybe. I'm keeping... Fap is the only one in B. This guy, I mean, I've seen him. He's also sort of artistically impressive. But I sort of think he's got Me Gusta energy. Put him in C. Even Me Gusta is, like, pretty detailed. Like, he's pretty well drawn. Okay, challenge accepted sucks. I'm moving Picard above these guys, even though, like Will said, I do think he's kind of fake. He's just the Picard meme. This guy sucks. This guy sucks. Yeah, I'm holding on to Pho. Pho is so aggressively, so beautifully unfunny that I think he almost kind of wraps around to being funny again. This guy is kind of funny looking. Maybe put him at the top of C. I don't remember what emotion he expresses, but whatever it is, I kind of like it. This guy's just kind of nothing. I'll put him next to this. Same with, like, Will OP deliver or whatever. That's the skeleton. But this guy's sort of the same vibe. Or maybe he's seeing shit on the internet he doesn't like. I don't remember. Oh, Like a Boss, that's this one. Yeah, we'll move. We can move Like a Boss into C, I guess. I'll put him like. I'll put him here. Not funny. Okay. This guy. No thanks. This guy fucking sucks. This one is kind of funny though. I actually kind of like this one. This is good though. Well, let's put him here. I'll put this guy here. And I've saved some of the. This one I really like. There's something about the simplicity of some of them to me. I almost think he might even be this. I think this one is really funny actually. Oh, this one's. I thought you meant this one with crying hands. When I don't remember which one it was, but I was like, when I put this one up, I was like, there's one of this that's just way better in every way, and this was the one I was talking about when I said that. I think I said that at least. Yeah, we'll give Pho his dues. And then these last two, I don't know what to do with. This is why you know, right? He is just too similar, I think, to... And then, no. This one, again, is like, the artistry here is kind of good, but even then, I don't really like him. Guy computer should be higher. All right, we'll put him in C. We'll move this guy down. I don't think of him as one of the iconic ones. Let's put this guy in D. I don't really care about him. We're putting him below this guy. And then we can put why you know, like, here. Yeah, I don't know about guy at the computer, kinda. I feel like we've got things that function similar to him that are better these days than him, kinda. And I mean that's true for all of these, but I don't know. I don't know. Something I don't really care about him. He doesn't gravitate to me that much. Well, the cat-faced derp is cute, but the cat-faced derp is not she. We could move it above this one though. Let's move this one down a little. I like the Thinka. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think that tracks. I think this. Let me give it a scan and see if I if I really want to move anything else. I feel, even though I think Zebra disagreed, I feel strongly about Forever Alone. Even though it absolutely portrays a guy for sure. It absolutely portrays a guy. But it's iconic, and I also think it's funny looking. Yeah, the ones that are real people lower, except for Jackie Chan. I think that was the right call, because he really looks like he can't believe what he's seeing. Fap, the only bee. Ironic comedy. Troll face, sort of the same thing, ironic comedy. Crying hands guy, just objectively funny, kinda. This one's still applicable as funny. This one's I'm putting, well, I don't know. This one's, I think it's easy to see that this is like the worst one, kinda. But I really fucking hate this guy. I'm glad I have him at the bottom of F. Yeah, is this a BDSP? Oh, this is Masters. All right, that checks out. That one's good. The idea, the meme of it is now finally been realized. Okay, and we're gonna do Colossi. Oops. Oh, cut Colossi, that's kind of raw. Oh, this is nice. This has the names on it. This one will be easy, I think. Because there's not very many of them. Forever Alone shirts speaks to so much. Forever Alone shirts speaks to like, oh, what the fuck? Oh, when I did that, when I zoomed it in, the ads went away. How does this look on OBS? Looks fine. Yo, the Castlevania Classic Collection? Hey, Will, I don't know how much I think you would like those games, but I do recommend the collection. I'd say go for it. I'm gonna go get some water, actually, also. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. The hell is this? Did you know? Have you guys played this? All right, I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Okay, guys, we did the... I need it a little bit lower, I'm sorry. I'm sure it's fine, right? All right, what was I gonna say? We did the Shadow of the Colossus playthrough in the winter last year. It will have been a year soon. I think it was like January. Eco we finished like right after Christmas. It was like some January into February, I would imagine. I remember talking about my new schedule at that point, and now I'm talking about it again because that shit changes every fucking year. But yeah, I love the game. It's a ways out from like obviously like if you didn't really know these guys that well, you would understand this the most right after that playthrough. But again, because we just didn't have any time, like I just didn't have like a good place to do a tier list night at that point. We've put it off this far. I promise you guys we never did this before. But okay, let's just blast through it. I'm gonna go in order, I think, even though for some reason these are not in order. All right, Valus, the first Colossus. He is, I think he's a B just because he's like iconic and, well, put him in A. He'll be like low A though. Hey, Zebra, thanks for coming out. He is iconic and cool, but he's so the first one kinda that I just think like most of the other guys are more interesting mechanically than he is. But I do really like him, obviously, because he's sort of like he's the kind of the face of the game, you know. Oh yeah, you're probably right. I bet that's because that's how they put it into their like folder of the images for this. Where's the second then? Okay, this guy I think is also interesting, but if there is a B, he's probably in the B tier. Maybe higher B tier though. This is the first quadrupedal one, and he's also bigger too, so it is exciting to get up on his back. And this is the first time you hear the I don't remember the name. It's always hard for me to remember the name of the song of the soundtrack themes in this game, but like the really triumphant sounding one, this is the first time you hear that one. So that's cool. This guy Gaius. Yeah. This guy's S easily. Yeah, you're right, Kingo. That's a better idea. Perfect. Gaius is the first S for sure. I think he, like, to many people might be the most iconic one. But the big sword pillar, like, rock thing is sick. He's humongous, which is a plus, I think, for sure. And he's the first one where you, like, really have to, like, kind of use the environment to solve, like, the puzzle of him, which is neat. Yo. So that one's good. And then I'm gonna put both of these in S. This is my favorite, I think. He's my favorite encounter. I don't know if I think like design-wise, I think he's quite as strong as maybe this one. Or this one. But Colossus 5 is my favorite fight of them easily. It's all about that when he whooshes down and you jump and grab the side of his wing and then fly up with him. That's one of my favorite gaming moments of all time. It's just I think it's the perfect little puzzle that it clicks and you get it and you do it and it's awesome and you got it. I love it. And I think his arena and his whole and all of the music themes that play for this one and everything I think are super memorable. He's easily my favorite. And then this one, I think the fight is less interesting than 3 and 5. But I love the design of Phaedra. It looks like I think it kind of looks like a horse, I guess, but I always think of it more like a sauropod dinosaur. We mentioned that in the playthrough itself. Then we have, let's see. Barba I think he's better than Valus, but he's similar. I like how he leans down and you have to jump on his beard. That's definitely the coolest part. And the fact that he has a beard is kind of funny for like the game for the Colossi. But other than that, I think he's sort of in the middle of A. Hydrus I think is also cool for kind of the creepiness factor, but I'm maybe gonna put him in B. Him slinking around in the water is like, if you have that kind of thalassophobic reaction, he is spooky for sure. He might be a little higher. It's possible he could be like one of the A's. He's spooky, and I think the lightning thing and like having to like get dragged down with him and like all that is fairly interesting. But he's not one of my favorite design-wise, and he's not necessarily one of my favorite favorite of the fights. Kuromori, I think, looks cool, but he's also not one of my favorite like battles of them. So I'm gonna put him maybe B. He's definitely below Quadratus. But visually he's like one of the most interesting ones because he's like a big gecko salamander thing, and the arena you fight him in, which is that big jail basin looking thing, is memorable too. I'm putting Bassaran in C. I think this is the most frustrating fight in the game. And then he's kind of cool looking. He's like a big turtle looking thing. And eventually the puzzle, like the thing you have to do to knock him over with the big geysers is cool. I just think it's kind of frustrating to do. And one of the weaker ones for sure. Dirge, I'm gonna put in A also. This fight I really like the music track of this one, and even though he's sort of he's just like a big worm serpent thing, the imagery of like having to run around the arena with him and then shoot while riding aggro back at his eyes to like blind him and knock him out of the sand and into the wall, I think is neat. And the music track that plays when you're in victory mode, when you're fighting, like hurting him, is one of the best songs. So I always think about him and that track together. Let's see. Celosia, I think, is my other C. But actually, I like the mechanic. I can't decide which of these two I like less. I'll move one of them up. I think. Well, so this is the one that you hold up a torch to like scare it away backwards off of a ledge. And interacting with it like that, I think you don't interact with any of the Colossi like that in any way for any of them, other than maybe Phaedra, who sort of expresses like an inquisitive emotion. This one expresses like a fear emotion almost, and I think that's neat. I'm actually put that above Kuromori. I think that's unique to it. But these little quadrupedal, like small, runny ones, I don't like as much. So we'll have Cenobia, like lower too, because Cenobia's fight is also kind of cool, but it's more like what you'd expect. You just get it to run into things. I don't think that's as interesting as 11. Quadrupenal. Okay, Pelagia, this is sort of a frustrating encounter, but I like it. I think this is a really cool design also. It's just a big hulking, like, water cow kind of thing, I guess, but it's also got these, like, alien-looking electric horns on the side of its head. And a row of, like, teeth, or, I'm not, like, rocks that look like teeth on the top of its head, which I think are, like, it's very alien. It's definitely the most bizarre looking of the Colossi, and even though the encounter can be frustrating sometimes, and it's very, puzzle-wise, it's very involved, and I remember struggling on this one in our playthrough more than I think any of the other ones. It's still good. I still think it's, I have a soft spot for it. I like it a lot still. Phalanx is S. I think he's, here, probably. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put him right here. I think both the flying ones are really great. I think he is more visually interesting than Colossus 5. But Colossus 5, I think, is just, I don't know. This one is just sentimental and special to me, kind of. This one is also very cool, though. Again, I think if you asked a lot of people, they would say that this is one of the best encounters. Just because he's so, like, he's so gargantuan. And he's, oh, yo, also, I haven't gotten to this one yet, but, you know, it's the song. It's Sizz pops off at Zebra Stream, right? What was I gonna say? he's like so gargantuan that he's like almost too passive to even care about you. And I think that one, there is that sort of the sad beauty of Shadow of the Colossus, like as a game reflected with him. So good. Argus, I think, is our last B. I'm gonna put him here. He is fine. He's also massive, but he's also the third large bipedal, like, Titan-looking one after Valis and then Barba also. So I think he feels a little, like, not phoned in, but he's, like, a little bit, a little samey. But the fight with him is, like, cool, but also I feel like you can easily mess it up and then it takes for fucking ever to get back in position. But he's alright. And then Malice is in S. He's probably here, I would say, maybe even. So iconic as a final boss to me. The whole visual imagery of the rain and the fact that he's just this titanous, towering, like, chained beast. Like, he looks like he's, like, been tormented for millenniums and millenniums or something crazy like that. And then just the whole fight up him. The fact that his body is like a building, basically. And then just his arms are so gargantuan and everything, getting up to finally to the top of his head, and you kill him the same way that you kill Valis Colossus 1, just by stabbing him in the head. It's Kino. I might actually put him above Phalanx. It's fucking Kino. It took us forever to beat him, too. I think we were up late that night. Was that Danganronpa song too loud? Because if not, then I think we're in a good spot, volume-wise. It's Kino. And so is the game. Even the worst, even like Bassaran and Zenobia, these are like pretty good video game bosses. They're better than like some of the better bosses in a lot of games, I think. Just this one is a little frustrating and this one's a little unmemorable to me. And it's a 10. I just wanted to get this one done just to do it on stream. Because I love the game. And I thought it would be, you know, it's just a game all about boss fights. And those are fun to rank. And also the design of the creatures I just think is so great too. And aggro is S tier. All right. It does. I think it's this. I would imagine it's the same. Well, I actually don't think the Twilight Princess composer worked on this game, but it does sound like Twilight Princess. It does sound like it. Okay, guys. I think we have time for like one more. If we don't want to do Christmas, what else do we got? Let me erase Rage comics from this. Here's the ideas. Here's the things that I wrote down. Or we could do Christmas something else if we don't want to do Christmas songs. I don't want to do one that people don't care about, is the thing. I'm just thinking of other, like, things that I, like, know all of them, kind of. Because there's also, like, Christmas movies, but there's a lot of Christmas movies that I haven't seen. But would that be interesting? Like, songs, I mean. Or would I get bored of that, too? Again, I came in today with no plan, but I'm down to do one more. Here's what else I have on here. Banjo-Kazooie levels. Kongs. The WarioWare cast. Candy. Those are what I would be down to also do tonight. We're not doing soda. I think it's too late. Too late at night for that one. And listen, we'll do another tier list night before too long, so we gotta save some of these non-soda bangers for another time too. I also have Mega Man X Mavericks on this list, which is also a very King 01, but I think that would take forever. So I think we'll save that for another night. I also probably maybe I could sneak an X6 play or X7 playthrough in. Maybe I'll sneak a playthrough of one of those other X games I haven't beat in before we do that one, so I'll have a little bit more of ammo. I gotta get X6 down, right, to know how much those ones suck dick. What is this song? Oh. Oh, what do we got here? A little frozen water. We could do, you know what we could? We could do Kongs and Christmas songs. Kongs and songs? There's not that many Kongs, right? The WarioWare cast is also, I think, such a good one, but we'll hold on to that one, maybe. And there's also, I mean, Candy is Christmas-like. I also don't have a tier list prepared for any of these ones. I have like a big list of all of them. I've had the Kongs on here for so long. Do we do that? I've had that on the list for so long. What if I just put in Kongs? Yo, best of all the Kongs. What the fuck is this? This is propaganda. This is raw. This is like when we did Shulks. Remember Shulks tier list? Which is your favorite Shulk? Baby Kong. Dinky Kong. What was it? Footy Kong. Hottest Kongs. Oh, yo. Oh, yo, Kong. Fucking ping pong, Will. Will has not seen ping pong. The rightmost Kitty Kong looked like he had a Shulk cut. Oh, yeah, kinda. It kinda looks like he has blonde hair. Yeah, kinda. Hottest Kongs. Well, this has them all on there. S. Oh, and it's just like someone's drawing of Candy. We can probably find a better one than that. Ooh. This one may have too many. This looks like too many. That one's making me dizzy. This one doesn't even have... Or does it? What the fuck is this? Is there anyone missing off of this one? I kind of don't want to rank like Bluster, the Leo Luster and shit. Which one do we think looked good? This one, Kingo? I kind of don't want to rank Leo Luster. Bluster Kong. Actually, I don't even see... Who the fuck is this? This is Bluster. Who is this? Why does his tie say UK? Okay. Uncle Kong? I think I was looking at... Oh, this one might be better. This one has this weird guy that I don't know. We could end it with this. What's more Christmas than Donkey Kong Christmas? Look at that one compared to this one. This one's got the Dead Bones guy. And it's got old Candy. That's pretty strong. Oh, this one has old Candy too. It looks like they've all got a lot of the same ones. This one has the Donkey Kong Jungle Beat guys. Manky Kong. This one has the little, these little monkeys. and like these guys from DKC 3. But again, that might be too many. This one has Skylanders DK also. Do we think? Which one do we like better? Is there anything you're seeing on this one? I mean, like like this baboon guy from Tropical Freeze and shit. That's not a Kong though. That's just a monkey. Yo, there's Leo Luster. Oh my god, he's sparking with energy. Look, he's got an aura. Maybe I could be convinced to rank Bluster. I don't even know what this is the other thing. Or like, I don't know about all the minis shit. I'm not into that. Yeah, what's up, K-Man? The ones from the games. Yeah. Oh my god, what the fuck is this? Candy Kong Jr.? No, Steiner. Oh, how did this one look? Who are you? Eddie the Mean Old Yeti? I'm down to rank just the game ones. But what about like Chained Kong? He's technically a Kong. These guys have Kong names also. Do you think this one's good? Yo, speak of. The mainline games. Yeah, alright, we'll do this one. The other one is funnier, but also has a lot of shit I don't care about on it. We could even leave, like, the only ones that are on here that are from the cartoon are, I mean, this guy must be a different guy. Our Bluster. This repulsive thing. No, thank you. And I don't think I'm ranking Uncle Kong either. But I suppose we could. All right, let's use my ad trick. Don't let the haters mess with the placement of Dixie. I don't think Sis needs to worry about that. All right, let's move the fake ones down then. I'll rank this guy. I don't know what you are, like Country Kong or something. Is this from DKC 3 Game Boy or something like that? Eddie the Mean Old Yeti, funny. I had this as my Skype avatar back in the day for like a really long time. What do we think? Does this guy count? And if so, does this guy count? Diddy Kong Pilot. Ah, okay. So if it's a canceled video game, I'm gonna call fake on that. What do we want, Uncle Kong? Probably just gonna put him low tier anyway. I'm probably gonna put him low tier, honestly. But we could keep him in. Okay. I think this one's good. No Fs. Not even really any Ds or Es. C is the worst this gets. IMO. Redneck Kong. Well, hold on. That is really funny though. We might have something with Redneck Kong. They're all so good is the thing. But I know the ones I like less. Fuck. Do I? S is gonna be so stacked. Like, all of the major characters. What, this is like when we did the Monkhead tier list way back. I remember I put them all in S. Except for like a couple that were stupid. Like Donkey Kong the Gamers or whatever. Okay. I'm ready. Where do we start? Do we want to just rank the crew? No. Do we want to go up the list maybe? Let's start with C and kind of work our way. Okay. So I love Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. But I'm going to put these guys in C for now and figure out which ones I like more than C. This guy's Dread Kong. I think he's Sumo Kong. One of these is maybe Ninja Kong or something. And then I think this is the Samurai one. I'm just going to look them up. I don't remember their names, but now I want to. Oh, this is going to give me all the bosses, right? Sumo Kong, Karate Kong, and Ninja Kong. Okay. And this is the Ghastly King, and then he comes back as the Cactus King. And he's Ra, but I guess he's not a Kong because he doesn't have Kong in his name. But I think these guys are towards the back. The ones I like the most, I think I like Sumo Kong the least. Dread Kong is the one who looks the most like Donkey Kong, kind of, but he's also the first one you fight, so he's kind of memorable for that. I might actually name this tier something about that. And then Ninja Kong is cool, and I think Karate Kong is the coolest one. I think you fight him on a waterfall, like on a log in a waterfall or something, which is neat. I'm gonna call this tier Love Jungle Beat, but just don't stack up. Oh, I don't like that it indents the. What about just like I still really like Jungle Beat though. Fuck though. That's good. They do raw fights. They are cool for sure. Yeah, Karate Kong is the coolest one, and he has the coolest battle too. Actually, I don't even remember fighting Sumo Kong. I think he's second, maybe. And this is the last one. Dread Kong is definitely the first one. I think. Maybe I have it all mixed up. Hey, Jungle Beat is a really cool game though. I like that game. I recommend playing it. I recommend getting your hands on the DK bongos even. That's the best way to play the game. It's innovative. It's really fun. Did we say we were going to rank Uncle Kong? I don't want to. Keeping him off. All right. B tier. Okay, Swanky I think is my easiest first put of the like rare developed ones. Even though he's also funny. I just don't think he has sort of the appeal kind of the other like NPC Kong members. So he's definitely lower. Let's think about who would be like next. And we're gonna have to make sure we distinguish A and S. This is tough because it's a shallow pool and I really like all of them. Let me put my other B's up for sure. Donkey Kong Jr. is probably, I'm thinking he's the top of B for me right now. And I think I'm gonna put Wrinkly in B also. Even though I really like her. She looks nicer. Yeah, I think there's 2 free answers for best NPC Kong also, and they're the ones that we... Well, oh, I guess I've got another one. I've got 3 of them on here, but I think there's 2 that are easily the best. Oh yeah, you're right, K-Man. Wrinkly definitely very helpful in Rando. I like the storyline of her that she like. I guess she gets introduced in 2, right? And then she's also in 3. Like she gets more and more kind of like old. Like in 2, she's a teacher, and then she retires, I guess, in 3, and then she dies between 3 and DK64. I think that's kind of cool. But she's also not in Super Mario Kart, so. And like Donkey Kong Jr. is cute. I still like him. She's very experienced, you're right. And she looks cozy. I like her little shawl, and I like her. I guess I could put her top of B. That maybe feels better. I mean, again, I like Donkey Kong Jr. too, but you know, I don't like have like emotion really towards him. Yeah, she's I'll put her bottom of A. Fuck it, you convinced me. Okay. A tier is also gonna have Candy Kong. Listen, what is there to be said? Kinda, she's, you know, she's. Come on, I mean, whew, right? Come on, Candy Kong. Don't we kind of think? She's pretty fucking hot, I think. She's pretty fucking hot. I don't know. She's sort of memorable to me as, you know, the girl of Donkey Kong before they introduced some good female characters, kinda. Yeah, that Cleopatra Kong we don't know. This one, poof. But I don't know. I like her in a funny way. Dad walked into the kitchen and hit play on his CD player. Yo, that's raw. Honey, don't! What if we did Beatles? It's too late for that. I want to do a Beatles tier list. I want to tier the albums on streams at some point. I don't know when we will, though. Yeah, well, yeah, you know, I would imagine normal Honey Don't, but come on. I would like to do that. All right, and then the last one I'm going to put in A is Kitty. Now, Kitty gets a bad reputation. He gets sort of a bum rap. Because I think sort of, even though, like, Donkey Kong has sort of the less, like, about him, like, gameplay-wise, he's also Donkey Kong. So I think of the playable DKC trilogy characters, Kitty is the one I like the least. But I think a lot of people just hate on him kind of because of that. And I think he's fine. He's I also don't think these 3D renders of him, like, for the, like, game, like, artwork and stuff do him really any favors because he looks grotesque. But in the game, he's kind of cute. I actually like his little, like, blah, like his little crying, and I don't know. He's all right. Yeah, just don't fucking die. I even think his crying is kind of cute. There's things to like about him. He's a little guy. All right, and all the rest of them are S. Now I know all of the DK64 characters are doing in S tier are doing a little work here. I'm aware of this. I know, but like, come on. I know every DK64 character is doing some work on this list, but fuck you, it's my list. All right, so bottom of S, I'm gonna put Tiny Kong. She's got style, so listen up, dudes. She's neat. And I think she's fun to play as in the game. I actually think she has the most interesting, like, missions and abilities and stuff in DK64. But yeah, I don't like her as much as Dixie. And I think of the DK crew, I think I like her the least. We need another tier? I'm thinking just S. I'm fine to, on the Pokemon one, I'm like, yeah, we need to spread these tiers out. On this one, I'm fine to just make them all S tier. I think it's funny. It's really just ranking them, right? Okay. She's required to get into Helm. Yeah, you're right. I like her. I think I like her regular original design more than I like this. I think this is from Barrel Blast. I don't know why she's the only one of them who's, like, lanky is in that game too, but this is just the meme lanky you see everywhere. Whoops. But Tiny should just be her regular design. I like it better. Well, she looks like that in the Mario Baseball, but I think Donkey Kong Barrel Blast came out before that. But this is what she's looked like I think in Diddy Kong Racing on the DS also she looks like this. She has looked like that since the Rare games. Like, since, you know, like, since DK64. Like, anything she's been in after, she looks like that. But yeah, so, like, those 3 games. And she's in Smash Bros, I think, as a trophy. And she looks like this in that, too. And Lanky also has his crappy design from that. But well, I guess what were they going to do? Model a new Lanky for the Wii U Smash Bros. Okay, off topic. This stinks. This is hard. As much as he is like an icon, I think I'm putting Cranky Kong next. Well, nah, you know what? I'm gonna put one below him. I'm putting Chunky next. Now, Chunky, well, Chunky's so funny, though. But Cranky is so iconic to me, kinda. He ate the wrong mushroom, remember? I love referencing that. I think Chunky... these guys are really close to me, because Chunky I love so much from his one appearance. But Cranky I really love in all of his appearances across the series, just as kind of just the old, like, obnoxious old guy. From his very first appearance, I think that he has been funny in that role. I think Rare always made him funny in that role. And then in his one playable appearance in Tropical Freeze, he's pretty cool too. So I think I mean, he's a classic. And Chunky is, like, I think he has the most personality of the Kongs in DK64. And he's definitely, he's very likable also, I think. Because he's the big tough guy, but he's scared. But also that's like it's a pretty common little trope. But I like him, he's funny. And I like the lore of him too. And I like the lore of Cranky also, obviously. There's lore to these guys. And Kitty, kinda. And these guys. There's Donkey Kong has such deep lore, you guys. Okay. I think I see the path, honestly, to victory. All right, Funky next. Funky's radical. He's raw. The time we were talking about this, I think, like a couple weeks or maybe a month or so ago when K-Man was playing DK64. But we were talking about we're talking about in DK64, the one time Funky goes weird, makes a weird hard turn, and he turns into a gun nut, even though he was like a freewheeling surfer dude before. But I think we all agreed on the fact that was kind of funny also. And then otherwise he's just like a cool dude. I like when he's obviously the bam bam bam, and when he's flying on his little surfboard thing, and in Mario Kart Wii he's funny, which is what this render is from. I'm pretty sure. He makes funny noises. I like him. I want him to be back in Mario Kart, actually. He's cool. Okay. One of these is going to be a little bit of a knife, but I promise you it's not going to be that bad. I promise you'll like the ranking. Next is Dixie. This isn't the knife also. And also, this looks like a fake mock-up, like Dixie in Smash Brothers render. Are we seeing this? I don't think this is official art. I think this is a what if Dixie was in Smash Brothers mock-up render. Are you guys seeing that? The knife doesn't have King O's name on it. The knife is just like a knife from me to you, to anyone watching. This is fake art. But yeah, Dixie's she's the better of the girls for sure. I mean, I guess maybe the King O gets the knife, but I don't even think King O foresees the level of the knife, kinda. I don't think anybody does. Dixie rules. I think I think Diddy's probably the most fun to play as of the DKC characters. But she's great. Yeah, I don't know. She's got a cute design. I like it when she shreds the guitar. I like that she's Diddy's little girlfriend. They're cute as like a little duo together. Definitely they're the best duo in DKC, of the DKC trilogy with two. And I think it's like King O it says also. It's just because they're and everybody says kind of they're both fun to play. They have there's a benefit to playing as Dixie over Diddy, and there's also a benefit to playing as Diddy over Dixie, and they're different benefits, but they're also both fun. So hell yeah, she's solid. I like her attitude. I want her to continue to be in games. I really wish she would be like elevated up to kind of like Mario cast level, you know? Like, I mean, Diddy even these days kind of isn't, which is also I think is sad. But I think he should be again, and I also think she should be. If they're gonna elevate another Kong character into like more Nintendo crossover stuff, that's not like these two or maybe Funky, I want it to be her, kinda. Even though she's 4th on this list. All right, and 3rd is Diddy. Now, don't freak out, because I promise you, this list is not going how you think it's gonna go. And I mean, like, saying that, you probably now know how it's gonna go. But a little unrightfully, kinda. Diddy is 3rd. Yeah, Cleo Kong. But Diddy rules. He's like the perfect sidekick character. He might be one of the best of all time. For DKC, great design. He definitely contrasts how Donkey Kong looks in like the best way. And I mean, he's got it all. He's cool. He's cute. I like him. He might be the boat. He might be the best. Well, I mean, other than maybe like Tails or Luigi. What the fuck is this? You're not Donkey Kong. No, my dear. No. This is the light of the rapture. Donkey Kong with a C. We're gonna eat it. I don't want relaxing. What if we played this? I just want like a playlist of all of them. We're gonna random it. I got so offended by that. Here we go. Whoops. I mean, this is probably just going to play Jungle Hijinks, right? Or DK Island Swing. Let's just play it. Why not? All right. That song was offensive to me. Jackie Chan Rage Face. Ooh, one of those little sound effects that's in the background of this song was really fucking with one of my headphones. It might have just been the way the upload worked. Okay, did we talk about Diddy? He's awesome. He's one of the best sidekicks of all time, for sure, of video games. And this fucking Nintendo keep putting him in things, goddammit. He's so cool. Even though obviously I have him as 3rd on this list and Donkey Kong still to place. If he's in something that Donkey Kong is also in, I will usually play as him just because it's just cool that he's in things that aren't Donkey Kong. Yo, what's up, Turn to the Drew? And Ra. He plays guitar. He's just a little buddy. Good little guy. All right. Next is Lanky. Ooh. I relate to on an emotional level. When I was a kid, he was my favorite Donkey Kong character from DK64. He was the clown that I always projected myself onto. And even today, I always feel like I gotta stand up for him. Even though, like, obviously he's popular because of the memes. Or at least at a point was sort of popular because of the memes. And I just think it's, like, to people that aren't Donkey Kong fans, it's just, like, funny to know about him, kind of. But I think he's cute. I like his little noises, and I like his overalls, and I like that he's an orangutan. I just like his whole vibe. He's the funny guy of DK64, which is a great game and genuinely has incredible characters, and he's the funny one. He's the comic relief. Have you guys seen that, like, the DK64 manga or whatever that came out with the game where he, like, dies or something? And they're all, like, Lanky. They're, like, looking up at the heavens. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Let's see if I can find that, actually. I want to read this whole thing. Here we go. Tell me that's not like, tell me that's not S tier content. Look at he fucking died. That's so awesome. I mean, I'm sure he was fine, but I want to read this. I like the art style. Look at Chunky looks cool. Oh, look at him here. It's cute. I really like it. It's cute. Look at how cool Chunky looks. Adorable. All right. I actually have the Japanese version of Donkey Kong 64, but it doesn't come with like a little manga or anything. I guess maybe it probably ran in just a magazine or something. Maybe Koro Koro? I don't know if that was around yet, but I think Koro Koro is really old. It probably ran in a magazine. All right, here we go. Listen, remember when Reggie said, if you listen, you can hear it? First. I mean, come on. It's a little bit like putting like Mario or Sonic at the top of a tier of their series, but I don't know. I just love him. I just love seeing his face. I love seeing him in things. I love just seeing him seeing him around. Anytime I'm scrolling Twitter or scrolling the internet or something and I see Donkey Kong, I immediately smile. I just like seeing him. He makes me happy to look at. He's just a big old lug. I want to give him a big hug. I just want to jump on him. I think he's awesome. Big stupid smile. Confident ass fucking stupid ass gorilla guy. I just think he's awesome. I don't know how to describe it. I was thinking about putting Lanky at number 1, and then I remembered that when I made my character bingo, the like one time I ever did that, I put Donkey Kong on it, and I didn't put any of these other guys on it. But I don't know. I love Donkey Kong. May he always be relevant and be around, and I think he will be as like one of just the guys of video games, kinda. Everybody knows him, you know. He's probably the only, like, one of the few video game characters your mom or dad knows. Everyone knows him, and I hope he will always be known, because he deserves it. He's the king. And they're all 10s, even these cool Jungle Beat guys. These guys are raw. You fight these guys in, like, a knife-edge deathmatch, almost. Like, you don't have knives at your feet, but, like, you fight them in, like, a boxing match where neither one of you moves. You just square up and, like, you know, square up and dig your feet in and just fucking slug them all out. It's sick. That game's cool. Yeah, Donkey Kong was fake because everyone knows him. You couldn't... Donkey Kong, like, there's no way that could be real because you couldn't not know him. Yeah, and I really want to go to the Nintendo Land, not just because I like theme park lands, and I think it would be fun to go to, but I really want to go to that when they finally make that Donkey Kong Land for the Universal theme park thing, because I think it would be emotional for me. Not that I think it will be like an incredible experience or anything, but just, I don't know, the games, these characters mean a lot to me, like just from childhood, kind of. Just because I really like monkeys, and I don't know, I just relate to them. Even though they're anthropomorphic monkey characters with very little character to them. I think they're great, especially the S tier ones up here. Hell yeah. And yeah, all right, yeah, we'll talk about these guys. This thing is repugnant, hot. Bluster Kong is pretty funny. Eddie the Mean Old Yeti is also funny. I don't know who this guy is. Redneck Kong, hilarious name. Uncle Kong gives me bad vibes. I'm not putting them on the tier list, but we're ranking them down here. I'm putting him here. Leo Luster, also raw. Is that what her name is? Cleo? I don't know very much about the Donkey Kong cartoon, you guys. I didn't watch it. I just know it from the memes, kinda. We got really into it in like 2014. That could be what her name is though, K-Man. I would believe that her name is Cleo Kong or Cleo Cluster. Saving this. We might not do another one, you guys. I think this is a good, I mean, I like to have a finale kind of, but it's already past 10. So we'll almost have been going 4 hours at this. Again, I had the Cleo Clussy. I had the Christmas idea, but now that it's been a while, I myself am wanting to do Christmas less. But Christmas cookies, I'll just tier them right now. Christmas cookies, all the ones that my mom makes every year, S tier. All the ones that your mom makes, F tier. Christmas movies, I like the Peanuts one. I like It's a Wonderful Life, even though I know fucking the Big Think guys hated it. That movie, it's a long ass movie, but if you want to sit down and sit in front of it, I've cried watching that movie before. I just wouldn't watch it every year. Home Alone, good. Die Hard, not a Christmas movie, good movie though. Jingle All the Way, funny. Grandma got run over by a reindeer, not funny. Last Christmas, triple, quadruple S tier. The Grinch, raw. The Grinch is on the Christmas cryptid tier list. Last Christmas, good. Fucking, the Mariah Carey one that everybody fucking hates now, but also actually likes, is good. Sleigh Ride, genuinely good composition, great. Some of the ones off that Phil Spector Christmas album are fire. Michael Bublé sucks. That's it. Santa S tier. Santa Claus S million tier. Also real tier on the cryptid tier list. There we go. That's everything you need to know about Christmas, you guys. Yo. Oh, these aren't in order. Well, that's cool. Hey, guys, thanks for tuning in to another banger of a night. I guess we only got... How many did we do? 4? You know what one I like off the Phil Spector one is Christmas, snow's coming down. That one's fucking good. Christmas. That one fucking owns. White Christmas, good. The Rankin Bass stop motions, all of those are good, but Year Without Santa Claus is the best one. Rudolph is also funny. Donkey Kong Christmas. The Donkey Kong Christmas special. Eddie the Mean Old Yeti. I think we're done. What did we tier tonight? We did Pokemon, Colossi, Kongs. Did I do another one? Oh, Rage Comics. Yeah. Hell yeah. We kicked its ass. You guys, so we are off next week. I don't think I'm gonna do anything on next week. I'm just gonna take off. The week after that, I am able to stream on Sunday. But then the week after that, I have to work again. That's the last Sunday I have to work. Then my schedule changes. It's that Sunday, January 14th or something. However, after that, we don't have to take Sunday breaks anymore. So I think we're gonna bring Danganronpa back. It's gonna be like when One Piece comes back at the beginning of the year for like one chapter, and then it misses it again. We're gonna do. I think here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna let you guys know. So Sunday the 31st, we're not streaming. Though we could always do something. I don't know. Sunday the 31st, we're not streaming. I might do something like Saturday the... No. Hold on. Okay. I'm gonna let you have you guys a stream schedule going forward. Friday the 29th is a go. Tomorrow is a no-go. Friday the 29th is a go. Sunday the 31st, no. Friday the 5th, yes. Sunday the 5th, I think, or the Sunday the 7th, I think we're gonna do Danganronpa. We might do something Saturday the 13th, but Sunday the 14th, we're off. But then after that, I never have to work a Sunday again. So I think we're gonna do we're just gonna do a Danganronpa on the 7th, and then we will have to miss another week, which is gonna stink, but it'll be right at the very beginning of the chapter, so I don't think it'll be that bad. And then we're just gonna finish it. We're just gonna keep knocking it out on Sundays, because my schedule is switching to working a Saturday a month, which I'm so much happier about. Even though it also means that Weird Champ Friday is now gonna take more regular breaks, but I just like that better. I liked it better how it used to be before this whole Sunday bullshit happened. And it's weird that I'm even on Sunday still, because nobody else literally works them anymore, so they're taking me off it. Hell yeah. Yeah, Weird Champ Friday shifts are open. Usually like Zebra just streams all the way into the night, but anyone is welcome to take them. But that'll only be once a month anyway. Sometimes 3 weeks is enough to finish a Weird Champ Friday game, so. The only time that ever ended up being an issue was when we were playing Dark Souls, which I don't think I'll ever do on Friday again. Yep. Guys, thank you for coming and tuning in. Thanks for watching, everybody. Did we get anything? No, we got a bunch of resubs and stuff last night though. Guys, have a great Christmas. Everybody, I hope wherever you go this holiday season, that's where you are. Wherever life finds you, I hope you are well. I hope you be well. I'm gonna go over to my parents' house. We're probably not even, we might play Yahtzee or something. We're probably not gonna do anything exciting, but, it's Christmas. It's the holidays. I hope everybody have a good holiday, and New Year's too. Even though we'll have one more stream before then. And, big love. That's it. We'll do another one of these, I swear, before the end of time. Before another year from now. I'll do one at the end of Danganronpa. We'll fit some other fun stuff there. Yeah. Hey, have a good one. I'm still talking. Big love. Thanks for coming over. Bye.